midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with their AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary and awe, it's blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My friends, how are y'all doing today? Happy Friday, Tuesday. One of these days. Happy day that ends in the letter Y. To see y'all here. Hello. No way, Ryan. No way that you're here. Trady, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, right? All right. Sorry for some of y'all that have sent me messages like weeks ago and I still haven't responded to you. Trey, I still haven't even read it. I've been balls to the wall, bro, 24/7 trying to get the prop scoring thing out. And by the way, announcement, beta starts today. I'll give you guys more information about that in a little bit as we get started in the pre-market. Super pumped, super thrilled. Yesterday I even had like, I'm not gonna lie, at the end of my Fun to TV, I couldn't stand it anymore. I had this neck like pain from sleeping weird. I got 3 hours sleep the night before. My thing was like, I woke up and my neck just hurt so bad, man. And I was like, I couldn't even stand. And I was staring at the clock for like the last 15 minutes of that show. And I was like, please just hurry up and get to 12:30. The minute the show ended, I like went downstairs. I put on a heated blanket. I put on this like heated thing around my neck and I just laid there. Like literally, I laid there and worked from my phone until I passed out. And my doc woke me up to go get sushi, but that was it. Like I even left the show like 3 minutes early. I was like, I typed to them. I was like, man, I gotta, like every minute, I'm just sitting there, like every second was excruciating. I don't know what it was, but I had a good trading day. I've had a good trading week actually. Ever since I withdrew from the account, I'm up to 320,000 now. I withdrew all the way down to 200 to take profit. And so I'm already up 120,000 and Thursday, Friday, Monday, 3.5 days. I made 120,000 in the last 3.5 days. Just been good trading. I've been lucky. So hopefully today's another day where that luck continues. And good morning, all my friends. As you know, you come here for the good morning and you come here later on for the good night. So I had to tell y'all you guys good morning. 49, Madeline, Dark Mage. What's up? What's up? Rogue of the Lamb. What's up, buddy? Good morning. Always love seeing you here, man. Good morning, fam. What's up, Lassa? Simon Dean, what's up? Stefano. Her Nichols, good morning. Hope I got some good sleep. I did last night. Brian, we had sushi. Man, I'm telling you, I went and had sushi. I was so hungry too. I don't know why. I ordered everything. I got the omakase, then I got 2 rolls, then I got like 3 appetizers, 2 drinks, and it was like, just like, keep it coming. Like, you know, sushi, just keep it going. After I eat sushi, I'm always hungry again. It's so weird. Like sometimes we'll go out and have like, it was like $400 with the sushi, you know, and then you're done. You're like, can I go to McDonald's? I need a cheeseburger, you know? It's like, because sushi just doesn't feel like it's filling, you know? It's just like a million little snacks. Anyways, good sleep, good dinner. What's up, Macdy Broski? What's up, Trady? What's up? Good morning, El Barrieto. Data Jaggy, what's up? 98 SR 20, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Future D Skiing. What's up, Charlie? What's up, Madalia? What's up, Market Vision? What's up, Trady? Harry Poker. What's up, Ice Wild? Good morning, Steve. Ubusta, Zach. Mutinate. Oh, nice. I get Michael GB. What's up, Gabe? Good morning. Camerat and the rest. Jake from Steak Farm. Matt Evans and everyone else below. What's up? Good morning. All right, let's get started. Today, announcing the beta of our brand new prop scoring website. Now, we're not going to talk about it here. It's closed beta. If you are a member of Rocket Scooter, you get access to it. I'm going to post links in there and some instructions in there. Don't share it outside of the Discord, just because we want a controlled environment for beta. When I make the announcement later today, I might wait until the afternoon. But I make the announcement of like what to do and how to play with it. Leave it there, like keep it there. There's a whole nother Discord that we're gonna have for this thing, and there's some, you know, don't go out there and like post it on socials or drop the links on socials or post pictures on social or anything. Closed beta is more for like, we're gonna show you guys what we've made so far, and then get your feedback. Right? It's sort of like we still have a month left of development with the tons of cool ideas we want to cram in there. The functionality's there, the UI is there. Get in there, try to break it, try to fuck it up, let us know, do the bugs. It won't be good. But today, we will announce the beta test today. So if you are a member of Rocket Scooter in the boot camp using our software, you'll get access to it. Essentially, what it will do is it will rank, and maybe I'll do a demo. That's what I'll do today. I'll do like a Zoom call demo. It will rank every prop firm's accounts. It will rank every prop firm against each other. It has these scoring parameters that let you know different difficulty, or you know, the size of the account you get for dollar you pay, time and market of dollar you pay, things like that. It'll have a review place where you can go leave reviews. You can go leave reviews already. Part of the exercise of the beta is to go leave a review. I want everybody to go leave a review for your favorite prop firm or your least favorite prop firm as a ticket for entry into the beta. So like we'll start populating with some reviews. Will I be streaming less once I open the studio and the teacher? No, but I'm not gonna stop streaming at all. I'm the very first YouTube future streamer there ever was. People don't know that fact, by the way. I went back, I made a post on Twitter where I actually went through all the big streamers, and I looked at everybody's start date. I'm the first futures trading Discord that ever was. I'm the first YouTube streamer that streamed futures there ever was. I'm gonna be the last as well. I'm gonna do this until my fingers have so much arthritis I can't click the mouse button. So I was the first, and I'm gonna be the last. Welcome to the stream, guys. This is your host, Day Trading with Matt. Sorry about that. I can't see the charts. I'm blind from all these years of trading, but y'all gonna watch me when I'm old? When my grandson's clicking the button for me till my eyes dry out? Yeah. iDoc will be blind. Yeah. We'll all be there. Exactly. Everybody along the DD bands. Come closer, I can't see your face. Rocket Scooter version 50. At that time, Rocket Scooter is going to connect directly to your retinas, and the algo is going to say you're going to have literally resilience charts pinged directly to your brain. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get Elon's brain chip put in your skull, and you'll just download the information in real time. In augmented reality, you'll be at your fridge like pouring a cup of coffee, and you're just staring into space, and you can see the charts right there, right against your retinas. You know what I'm saying? It's the way to do it. I'm just gonna be a brain with glasses and a bowl of formaldehyde, still streaming while trading. What what's his face, like Kane from RoboCop 2? Y'all remember that guy? Wasn't he like also a brain in a jar? That's gonna be how, if you guys Come on, y'all seen RoboCop 2, right? I'm gonna be like that. There we go. That's gonna be me. Just hanging out in a jar. Was it Krang or whatever? Was it or Krang from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yeah. So y'all all remember RoboCop 2, right? It was actually filmed in Houston. Of all the things Houston can say, it did. RoboCop 2 was filmed here when I was a kid. Krang from TMNT. Yeah. All right. So I made a trade last night. Long 8 MHP. That's what I did. That was a pretty simple setup. I got my 80 whatever points and closed out and went to bed, or went to well, actually I was sleeping, then went to get sushi. Went back to sleep. The afternoon, I slept pretty much all afternoon. What do I got going on here today? Wait. DD bands. Check. Good. All right. MHP. Check. 350. You know what's crazy? You go on social media and it's like, I'm going to bring up a quick question. You know, for me, I understand people prop trade because it's an environment that you're trying to get ahead in. Also, it's an environment you can make a lot of money in if you're an influencer, where nobody's going to pretend that they're running charities here anymore. There's a business here. Why would somebody who's a successful trader trade props all day long, pretend they make millions all day long, gain a following all day long? Because that following's worth money. Your affiliate code's worth money. Your influence is worth money. Impressions are worth money. In the name of the game, you can turn a trading stream or a Twitter account into like 4 dozen revenue streams if you're smart. So why is it that when prop firms put people on blast or ban people are so quick to defend the person they follow? There's a psychological thing to that, right? It's like, you know, people didn't believe Ted Bundy was a killer because he was good looking. There's some weird attachment humans have to people that they side with because of like charm or look or feel or something. They just ignore the facts. You ask yourself, who would trade a prop firm for millions of dollars and never open a brokerage account? That I never understood. Why would you give up 20% of your gains? Why would you pay a lot more in taxes? You know, that's what I'm saying, is like this kind of stuff. A good trader that gets really good is going to eventually trade their own account. Props are useful to grow a brand. That's why, for a little bit, you know, focus on props to get our channel really big. Means to an end. There's a business motive there. Would I ever trade props at this stage of my career? Absolutely not. Why? What purpose of that? And I think that people are good at trading, are good at props, aren't good at trading. You know, when you're trading props, you're mostly gaming the system, the low risk, low cost of failure system that you can, you know, essentially game that system to make money if you throw enough money at it. You know, I've taught classes on how people just game that system. And it's not like they're good traders, but I feel like a lot of prop heroes are becoming like touted as good traders and celebrated as good traders. And one by one, they're all getting called out by the props for the gimmick they're using. It's such a weird thing. And people are like, the props are evil and the props are bad. But wouldn't it make sense that you're, I don't know, 22, 25, 28-year-old, whatever kid that somehow made $1 million that you've never heard of before, doesn't show their dashboard, doesn't show what they paid in, is on every podcast, every show, you're good, everyone thinks they're good, yet they get called out by the prop firm. It's the prop firm that's bad, and nobody sits back and ever asks, well, actually, I've never seen their trades. I've never seen their this. No, this person's a legend. Well, why are they a legend? Well, because that person said they're a legend. And they said it because someone else did. It's just like social media effect, where people build someone up without evidence, and then that cult-like following is so strong. I'm going to say I know enough prop CEOs to know that in about 9 out of 10 instances, when somebody gets banned from props, it's the trader, not the firm. They are very sophisticated in how they figure this stuff out. It's more likely that the firm is not organizing a firm level scam. It's more likely that your, 25-year-old prop hero or 30-year-old nobody you've never heard of is likely just scamming the game and got really big overnight by doing that. Anywho, there's a huge heat going around about TPT, as TPT is banning people for doing these obvious things. It's not, people don't understand why it's happening now. And they're like, why is it going on now? Are these props going under? Ninja Trader is becoming more sophisticated. All these people on socials have no idea what goes on the technical side of things. The reporting tools are becoming more sophisticated. The NinjaTrader API is getting updates. These prop firms are getting more information. They're getting more information about the diagnostics of their own traders. They're getting smarter. The casino's evolving. And so they're now catching people, and they're no longer putting up with it, and they're putting people on blast. And in this instance, I'm siding with the prop firm logically, because the people that are getting put on blast, I've never seen their trades or dashboards. So if I don't see the evidence, I tend to believe that as technology creator myself, why would you risk banning somebody for social media backlash? And she had a really good reason for it. Anywho, I hear some stuff that TPT is removing people for botting or whatever. Let me preface this. I've traded just about every major prop in town. I'm a large influencer. I hate that fucking word. If you call me that, I'll ban you. But I'm a large influencer according to some people. And according to some people, I get a pass, and that's not true. Because large influencers are getting called out and thrown under the bus and banned left and right. So no, you don't get a pass for being somebody with an audience. You get a pass for following the rules. I've never been banned from a single prop firm. I've never broken the rules in a single prop firm. I don't copy trade in a single prop firm. I don't bot trade in a single prop firm when I did. Currently, I'm not trading any prop firms. I follow all the rules. I've made probably $1 million from props in the year that I did it. Paid in probably, I don't know, maybe I probably 5 to 10x my money. So I probably paid somewhere in the 6-figure plus range to probably 5 or 10x my money. Never got banned, never got flagged, never got kicked out, nothing, because I followed the rules. I tend to believe that it doesn't make sense that there's one side of the argument is that, well, you get a pass because you're some special guy, but these other people are getting on blast and they're special. They're big too. So no, that doesn't exist, and everyone's treated fairly. It just so happens that I would more rather believe that somebody who's so, let me say the word, evasive about showing the stats of their trading, but somehow makes all this money, or all these people that are getting called, or these accounts that are showing up, putting firms on blast, that if you go read the account history, they're just brand new accounts. I feel like it's more likely these are coordinated attacks by competitors, or they're just salty influencers trying to save face. What are you going to do if you get banned from a prop firm because they discovered your gimmick or your cheating? Is that you're going to have to go out there and say that the prop firm is the bad guy and you're the good guy, or else you lose space on the internet. And all the while, nobody's like, yeah, can you show me your trades actually? They're just going to talk their way out of it. And that's how they talk their way up on the pedestal you put them on. So anyways, let me tell you a secret. You can't get banned from a live account or a real trading account. So that's my speech. Why people watch anybody or listen to anybody who's a prop trading millionaire, what they call it, whatever, and they don't have a real account. The cat's out of the bag. Everyone, we all are getting scammed by somebody that's just figured out the right angle to throw the softball to knock the milk cartons off on the little tray they sit on at the carnival. But there's no way they're going to go out there and pitch for the fucking Astros and throw a no-hitter. It's not a real trader. That is a gimmicky prop experience, and these kids are just getting really, really, really good at gaming the system. And now the technology at NinjaTrader is advancing so much that these firms now have the diagnostics to catch them, and they don't care anymore. And they're all sort of like, trend right now is to throw them under the bus. And I think it's good, because there's too many frauds out there turning their prop millions into follow me, join my Discord, learn my course, when they're posing that gimmick as education, and you guys are buying it thinking you're going there learning trading, and you're not. So I think at the end of the day, and again, I'm not immune to getting removed. I don't get any special treatment. Apex hated my commentary about them, talking shit about them and stuff, and they removed my code. I don't have a buy in this world. I've never been banned from a prop firm for improper trading. I don't copy trade. I split up my risk. I don't trade them in opposite directions. I don't trade more than 2 firms at once usually. So anyways, I think at the end of the day, I'm going to take the stance of, unless I see the trades or the evidence, I don't care about someone's 10-paragraph long sob story. I believe that there are more people cheating the props than there are props cheating the people. And I don't think the casino is going to go out there and give a detailed PDF or a webinar, or, hey guys, we caught this card counter. Please join Sunday's webinar and we'll teach you how they did it. It's not the case. Of course, they're going to be a little more elusive and secretive about why they did what they did, because their goal is not to go out there and hand out a step-by-step guide on how to hack the system. Any business owner would know that. Like I said earlier, like if I had a jukebox that you can elbow with your arm to get the jukebox to play, remember like Happy Days, and I had to put in a quarter and I banned the guy from the restaurant, I can't just go out there and say, hey, I banned this guy from the restaurant, because he'd elbow the machine and then you didn't have to put a quarter in, then everybody would do it. You bring attention to something that you don't want to bring attention to, it becomes publicized. Once you bring attention to it, it's called the Barbra Streisand effect. You don't want something to be publicized, and therefore you create an effect that makes it publicized. So because of that, people don't really go out there and tell you exactly why they did it. They're enough for the social, appetite, but there's a lot more underneath the hood. I can say as a business owner, there's a lot that they don't reveal as to how they caught you, because they don't want other people to find a loophole around their loophole that they patched, right? Anyways, I think there's more to meets the eye. I'm going to pretend that unless I see somebody's trading stats and, like I said, I see people that are like, this is my payout, this is my payout, this is my payout, this number, this is what I paid in. Always irked me, because that's like taking your P&L and covering up your losses. What you paid in is your losses. People are saying these are my payouts. It's covering up half of your P&L sheet. If I did that with my real brokerage account, you guys would call scam. Wait, if I just showed the winning trades and I covered up the losing trades, I'm net $500,000 something right now in this trading account. I made $2 million in profit. I lost $1.5 million in losses. If I covered up the $1.5 million in losses, it just showed, hey, I got $2 million in payouts, guys. That's covering up the biggest part of that, right? Anyways, I tend to believe that the people that are getting caught are scammers, and that's part of it. And I think NinjaTrader's API is becoming more sophisticated. That I know for a fact. The diagnostic tools are becoming stronger. So don't think that because TPT or other firms are going out and banning traders, they're just catching these people who they had too much audacity to not just scam it and quietly, but they wanted to scam it and then build a following out of that to pretend they were some big trader. They flew too close to the sun, and their wax wings just melted. These kids want to scam in public. Examples being made of them. And the firms are starting to stand up against it because people are starting to cheat them too much. I'm sure there's more to what's under the hood, Michael, than bot banning. Like I said, I know enough about the prop industry to say that they're not teaching you how people are rigging the machine. They're not saying this is what we caught this person doing, that person doing, okay? I don't have any evidence directly from TPT, but I know the game well enough to know that they're not going to come out there and tell you what they caught the person doing. Because if they have, like, I give an example on my Twitter. If I had a car wash that you put in money and you got soap and you wash your cars, but if you jiggle the handle a certain way, you get free soap. And if I caught somebody doing that, I would ban everybody and just say these people were stealing. I wouldn't explain why. I wouldn't say they were hitting the machine and getting free soap, because then I taught everyone how to do it. And then now that everybody knows, I'd have to spend a whole lot of money to get new machines. So as a business owner, everyone here that's a business owner probably understands exactly what I'm saying. You rather just quietly remove the person that's violating the problem, or else you have to spend a lot of money to go get new expensive shit. Imagine having to overhaul your entire system because you went on social media and detailed how someone was breaking it. Nobody says this is the government's like, US government was hacked the other day by a hacker. This is exactly how they did it. They used this program, they put it here, they did this. They're never going to come out in detail. And I feel like prop FinTwit is just like, if you tied everyone together, you might find a couple IQ points, but I swear to God, people don't think outside of that too far. You know what I'm saying? I firmly believe there's more to it than what's being told. Thanks, Honey Bear. Oh, you're the best. Let's go. Anyways, speech over. In my book, TPT's still good. I never got banned by them, and I'll get special treatment. They've been solid. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people are like, is the firm going under? Is the firm this and that? No, the firm is removing cheaters. And you're like, yeah, but this guy's a legend. No, he's not. He got thrown under the bus. They get thrown under the bus because, well, show me your trades. Show me your trades. Show me your dashboard. Don't show your dashboard. Is it more likely that a massive corporation is a fraud, or that one person who just, you know, suddenly appeared and is a magical prop trading cajillionaire is a fraud? Which one's more likely? Oh, we just say, baby, show me your P&L. Trump tweet news open. Yeah, we're waiting for this. So I'm up 20,100. Remember, guys, I took the account closer to 600, took everything out down to 200,000, and then from 200,000 last Thursday, I've now made it up to 320 from that 200,000 start. We are gapping down. The trades I made last night were right when S&P hit MHP, I took a long in proxy on NASDAQ. I closed out NASDAQ literally at the peak here, right at the top. Let me see when I actually close it out. It was at exactly 476.25 was the lowest of the film. So I closed out like basically right here at the top. And then I went on with my day. 20,000 up. Lower DD band, we're tapping. I think, you know, we're bleeding off a lot of what Trump said. Obviously, you know, talking about we had talks with Iran, and Iran's like, no, we didn't. Usually that's all warfare. And it's hard to believe that Trump was lying, because Iran could just be lying to save face too, right? You never know in this game and age, but I know that for a fact, every time Trump says we've talked and the other team has said we haven't talked, usually within the month they talk. I remember this from China. Trump says, oh, I'm working out with China, and China's like, Trump never called us. And then within a week, they're talking. So it could just be that if, you know, let's take the other side of the coin. You know, we think that Trump was making shit up and Iran is telling the truth. Well, think about it like this. What if Trump was really true and he's talking to Iranian officials and they just want to save face on the media? They're like, you know, yes, we want you to stop bombing us, but is it okay that we tell our people out there that we're not talking because we don't want to appear weak to our own people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is politics 101. It's almost possible that maybe he did talk to somebody and they just are spinning it like they aren't, just so they can still look tough, right? Part of the regime of a fascist sort of regime is all about instilling fear in your people. And the fear, if the people that you rule find out that you are fearful of an opponent and giving in and talking, they will lose that thing that allows you to control them to begin with. So it could be possible, I'm not saying that it is, but it could be possible that he really did talk to somebody. I mean, because if he didn't, we would have priced that whole thing out. The idea that Wall Street's still holding on to, well, maybe we're moving higher, is probably because there was a talk. They just don't want, you know, Trump's just such a loudmouth about it. He goes out there and brags about it. And they're like, no, we didn't talk to him. But secretly they're like, okay, man, just chill. Stop telling people we talked. That's also possible, right? Unlikely maybe, but you have to think of every angle, right? In history, when Trump starts talking to whoever he talks to, he's already got his like wedge in the door, so he's working some angle. Usually within a week or two, they're talking. This happened with China almost every time. He said, we talked, and they go, no, we didn't. And then within a week later, they're talking. I think Wall Street's making that same bet. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Remember, as a speculator, we got to be ahead of the game and think the motivations of people. We haven't priced the entire thing out yet. If we price the entire thing out, then Wall Street has inside information that this war is going to continue to go. If somehow we bounce here and somehow keep going, well, Trump's talking to somebody, they just don't want to mention it. That's exactly Trump's playbook. Yeah, like who knows what's going on, but historically when he says that, he's been pretty truthful, because at some point it's revealed within a week that they were talking. So like, listen, right, within a week you might see some kind of changes. Wall Street does not make bets like this without a lot of research and inside info. You just made me go 50-50 from 95 that Trump was capping. You have to think about it, right? Like, I mean, what we always think of from our perspective. What about the perspective of an Iranian leader, right? Trump's like, I'm going to bomb all of your infrastructure, and you and your families and your people are going to live in the dark, and they're going to be rioting in the streets to have you removed. They're going to drag you on the streets and beat you to death. Now let's talk it out. And they're like, oh shit, that's true. And he's like, okay, you know, this is what we say. And they're like, but we don't want to do it. And he's like, yeah, but do it or else. And they're like, okay, give us some days to think about it. And Trump says, yeah, we talked it out. And they're like, no, we didn't. We didn't talk it out. We're still standing firm. It's a negotiating tactic. If you look like you're weak, everyone's going to prey on you. So maybe it's just a posturing of strength. Again, you don't know who to believe, but you need to take both sides as a trader because Wall Street always knows the answer. That's the real trick of trading. Wall Street will know the answer, and they know this answer if the market continues to rally off of this because they have some info that you don't have. But you have to speculate both sides, and then you have to know both possibilities because they're talking. Now, if we just completely fill in that entire gap and trade down to 6,500 today, then you have your answer. Trump was full of shit. But if somehow we keep going, then you have a little bit of Wall Street inside info going in there. So keep an open mind. Trump talks about talking before he talks. He's completely manifesting. This is also possible, right? Remember, being a trader is not about being right. Being a trader is about being able to identify every possibility, right? Whether right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Having a trade plan. What's the long setup? What's the short setup? Identify every possibility. That way you're prepared. If you're walking in a forest and you come across 3 paths, you have to stand there in the middle and then look at each path and figure out which way you're going to go. But what if there's animals and monsters attacking you and you're in the middle trying to figure out what you're doing while you're being attacked? But if you read the map before you went in there and you already knew what the possibilities were, you come across the 3 paths, you're more prepared, then you can say, aha, I can go down path 2 because it has A, B, C, D difference between these other ones. You're in the middle of danger, but you know the options before you get to them. You gotta be ready for all of it, right? So as a trader, I'm always speculating, what if this or what if that? What does Wall Street know that I don't? And I'm always trying to have thoughts like that because Wall Street tends to be the ones that are cheating and they all the inside scoop before I have it. You know what I mean? You got a notice from Fund and X about micro scalping. You're using my awesome trick to flip contracts under the consistency. 10-second trades minimum, your fault. You have to have at least, what is it? 40% or something of your accounts have to be more than that. So make sure that you don't overdo that and get that flag. Typically it's a warning. I don't think, did they just warn you and say don't do it again with Fund and X? But yeah. And usually it only counts for winning trades too. So you might have accidentally won some trades if you didn't do it right. Saying anything about Top Step? No, I haven't heard anything about Top Step, but in our prop ranking, which thing is, our site is going live today for beta. So if you guys are in the Rocket Suit community, you'll get to see it. It turns out that Top Step is rated as one of the, let me just show you of the top 10. We haven't put all the firms in there yet for the beta, but let me just go ahead and show you who's ranked where. Okay, so we're gonna go in here and show you. Believe it or not, of the overall rankings, this is what our math model, which uses every detail, every rule. Can you flip? What's the payout? Do they pay out? What's the DLL? What's the consistency? What's the price? What's the deal? Everything. When you program all of them in there, take profit is number 1. Buy funded futures is number 2. Lucid is number 3. This is how I know I made a pretty good model because this is all automated and the expected top 3 are the top 3. Fund and X, number 4. Tradeify, number 5. Apex, number 6. Top Step, number 7. ETF, Fidius, and Futures Desk. Of the 10 we've programmed in there, anything below 8 is considered less than average. So just FYI. So Fund and X just gave you a warning. Yeah, that's pretty much what they do. As long as you're not, if you're doing it for more than 40% of your trades, they'll outright ban or block, not ban, what is it? They'll fail your account. But if you do it a little bit, they just give you the warning just to let you know not to do it. So usually you'll get the warning, but ignore it. So anyways, Top Step is ranked very close to ETF and Apex. Anything below 8 is considered under average. 8 is our average or better. So you can see that of the ones that are better than 8 of the bigs, these are the 4. How is Apex above ETF? Apex actually has, when you filter by the end of the day drawdown accounts, Apex is one of the worst out there. So overall, Apex is ranked fairly poorly. Anything that's 6 or lower is considered bad. 5 to 6 is considered avoid. And that's it. This is what the score came out to be. And my team can verify, the accuracy of all this data being put in. And you can see how the different parameters are kind of like working. So you can like see when I put it over TPT, these are all based on like ROI, drawdown per price, simplicity, review, all that stuff. And you can see how the little pentagram gets smaller and smaller and smaller as you scroll down. What makes Top Step have such a low score? The ROI value is very low, and their review score doesn't go into the overall score, just the mathematical stuff. But there's a review score too. We take these from Trustpilot. What makes ETF ranked sort of low is they're difficult. They're very difficult to pass, as we know. ROI is also, like, you can see the different, and we're gonna have AI, which is coming out in the next release. The AI is going to be able to tell you in words what are the factors leading to a bad score. And Futures Desk, we need to modify to be able to account for their type of model. Don't believe they're a 5. They're a unique model that our system doesn't have the ability to correctly rank them, because they have like this sort of eval to life program. It kind of falls out of the category, which is why it can't be ranked with them. On its own merits and its own style, it's really good. So ignore this for now. It's just sort of, they're just sort of in there. We're gonna have the ability to have like this, like, you know, 1-step eval to funded. That's gonna be its own category, and then eval to live will be its own. Remember, they're ranked next to their neighbors. So it stands alone. It shouldn't be ranked with these other like statics and 1-steps and stuff. So forget about the Futures Desk being on that list. But in all honesty, all of these are 1-step eval to live, eval to funded programs. And it just so happens the marketing has been blown out of the water, because the two that I was most curious about, Top Step ranks about as mid-tier to bottom mid-tier as it gets. And people thought they were going to be in the top 3. They're not. At the end of all of the firms being in there, they'll might even not even be in the top 10. Yeah. And Apex's brand new accounts took it from like a 5.5 to like a 6 point whatever 2. So their new trailing drawdowns went from like a 5.5 to a 6.2. Anything below 8 is considered below average. Anything between 5 and 6 is to be avoided. Is this guy profitable or just selling accounts? Me? Everybody, how much money have I made this year trading? You guys have seen it on this screen. We have a question in chat about that. Why is CPT number 1? We don't know. At least 20 bucks. Never showed your 1099? I'll show it at the end of the year. About, yeah, close to 600K this year. Yeah. 500 and something. Yeah. It was about, it was 100K, 180 last month. I posted the February statement. Yeah. 0. He lost $500,000. Don't wish that to existence, man. If you say that, it might happen. You're making me scared. Can I show that cup up close? IDOT gave me this cup. I don't know what this is. She gave me this. It says Awakening on it. I don't know what this is. This is like some old cup that we had from her old house. So she made me a she puts my matcha in here. I don't know. This looks like merch. So when I look at it, it's like a cheap merch cup with some kind of like label on it that I could probably just peel off with my fingernail. Maybe some thing she went to. I don't know. She went to go to those eye doctor conferences all the time. You know how conferences are. They give you like a bag full of like goofy merch and shit. What's my thoughts on 0DT EQQQ options instead of MEQ futures? Same rocket strategy, exceeding options instead of futures because of lower barrier to entry from upfront capital. Yeah, that's the reason to trade options. That's exactly what you said. As long as you limit your risk and only buy what you're willing to lose, because what you put in, you can lose all of. If you're buying option, that's the minimum. I would say that's the maximum loss, which you pay. You can't lose any more than that, which is good. 0DT options, make sure you hit your pivot and buy them exactly the right point. Theta kicks in very heavily every moment you're out of the money. You want to guarantee you get a nice sharp pivot earlier in the day too. You know, you don't want to be, you know, sitting there out of the money for like the last 2 hours of the day. So if your goal, if I was 0 day trading, 0 day trading, I would go all or nothing. I would hold till the end of the day just to gamble on it anyways. I would commit to the full loss. Like if I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bet 2,000 to make 10. So I'd buy the option, just sit on it all day and see what I get. Not a bad idea because it's a lower barrier of entry, but you can also trade micro futures for like a similar sort of thing. Problem with futures is that you can lose more than what you intended to because it can just continue to leak your account if it goes against you. An option has a fixed loss, so that's the benefit for options. Plus, you're going to pay more money on options because of the taxes, right? So you can trade SPX and NDX options and still get the 60-40 rule like you would with futures. So if you can trade those, it might be better than QQQ on a tax purpose. So you get 60-40 on index options from CBOT. 60-40 rule. It's the same as futures, just for the CBOT options. What's my sentiment? Probably going to be hitting this lower DD band and then maybe bouncing bullish. Somebody said XSP. Yeah. Yeah. Can my trading platform connect to Tradevate? Not at the moment, no. Yeah. The joke's on me, you only get taxed if you make money. This is true. This is true. Yeah, zero days aren't bad for day traders. They're not really that bad at all. You just have to understand how, don't just like, I think it's gonna go up, let me buy the 0 day. I mean, wait for pivots. You hit that pivot and you jump in and then let it ride, right? You don't want to bleed theta just by being wrong and getting such a bad entry. Theta accelerates price decline very rapidly on that last day. So it will completely eat into your gains. So let as much time go by. Every second that goes by that you don't buy it is money in your pocket. Say you want to buy a call that's there. Every second that goes by that you didn't buy is money in your pocket because you're not losing due to theta of being out of the money. Every moment you're in the trade is money for you, money for you, money for you. And then when it hits your pivot, get in immediately and you'll get the best potential for a gain. What sucks is there's your target and you get in here and somebody else got in here. An hour has passed. One of you's lost a whole lot of money. So with 0 days, you need to make sure you time it correctly and exactly the moment you get your pivot. You want it to hit and you want it to move. How's the Strange Bird pop-up? It was pretty cool and different. It was like escape room-ish. We didn't finish it because it was like part of it required like an outdoor thing for an hour. And it was like 2 p.m. on a Friday, bro. And I told IDOC, I'm like, let's go home. It's way too hot. We weren't dressed for it. We're going to be walking around. So we're going to go sometime this week and finish the rest of it. But just like everything else they do, it was pretty inventive and cool. It wasn't as cool as the other stuff they did, but it was still pretty cool. I'd say it's like a mix between an escape room and a scavenger hunt. And there's live actors the whole time. I mean, it's pretty neat. All right, so what I'm looking for today is we've got some interactions, lower DD band. I might take a long off of that. We'll see. Kind of waiting to see. I'm still kind of very bearish this environment. Can we open in 1 minute, guys? All right. Do I want to grab the dip here? Opening resilience slightly positive. That's good. Could I take the NQ? We are below MHP. Let me take a small lower DD band play. We only, okay, so it's 238 to 147. Let me zoom in. I put in one contract just at the open with negative resilience. Yeah, I'll probably sell off. Probably a bad idea. But let me see what happens at half cap. I want it when liquidity maps come through. Negative res is pretty gnarly. Okay, so hopefully bounce there and keep going, but I'm not super bullish this market with these conditions, but I'm gonna give it a minute to go. Just throw a contract at it. Let's see what we get. Negative resilience is kind of bad for some down play, but bouncing here and continue to go is probably the right path here. Negative ARB, so a slight bit of gap down today. Like just was like, maybe I'll just put something there at the open. Okay, yeah, so I'm longing through here. Maybe this is not the best place to long from, but it's not terrible either. Let's go. Let's put 2 on it. Why not? 2 to half gap. Resilience is now positive. Good. Good. We're below MHP on S&P though, so like it's not gonna probably rally through that. Yeah, I'm gonna go to half gap and take the scalp and close it out. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, friends. $740. $1,200. Oh my God. $1,600. All right, I'll take the 60 points and lock it in. Look, half gap with positive res under MHP is not really that super bullish, so. $45, baby. I'm $1,200 closer to the million. LOL. LOL skis. Negative MHP. Yeah, so what's going on with resilience here? Let me refresh my chart. Looks like my resilience chart isn't updating for the S&P. There we go. These bad boys load up. So liquidity map is actually bearish, but even from here, like essentially the ideal short setup is hitting MHP and then fading off of it. That's the ideal short. From here, with positive resilience and positive MHP, positive resilience, Nasdaq is going to try to fill the gap, but it's also got that resistance pulling it down, which is why I just longed it there and closed out. Not a clean bull setup on both sides, right? Nasdaq does have essentially what's called bear long up, but it is below the dynamic MHP. So while Nasdaq might be trying to fill the gap, I think that at the most, it's probably going to do that. Let me go ahead and load up monthly map. So that was a pretty good scalp little 60 pointer there. That was pretty clean. $1,200 closer to the million, baby. Let me bring this up again to my team. Oh, that's good. All right, so we are in bear territory on the longer haul thing and MHP resilience. Sorry. Longer haul bear zone monthly maps. That's one of the 3 greater market indicators. DD ratio less than half, below MHP on S&P. This is greater market bearish. All 3 things are bearish. I'm back to shorten the pops, which I do like, but let's get those pops at MHP. Let's see. Switching to monthly maps takes a little bit of time. S&P is pretty much there. Okay. So across the board, greater market bearish. Which means I'm going to short every pop, but I don't chase this like that's the pop to short. Let's get some high to short from. That'd be great. Let's find it. Right there would be perfect. Ideally, if I hit MHP today, I'm going to pop this with a big fatty short to drop it to the bottom. VIX over 120. Yep, let's double check where VIX is. VIX is above triple B and continuing to ride. VIX futures is at 25. So that's a big thing. Yeah, I think we pop and then sell off. So maybe not from half gap. Let's let it go a little bit higher. But yeah, inside of here is some selling pressure. I'm going to hit this really hard too. But let's let it complete the move. And with MHP resilience being negative, it's very likely to hit this and pull back. So this is the trade right here. Do I want to just engage already, or how do I want to do this? All right, how does this go? Don't be a hero. I know, man. I know, man. So this is the play. Super easy setup. It's resistance through here. That's the path. So somewhere inside of here, I want to pull it back down to there. 0.3. Look, DD ratio 0.3. I could probably just jump in on the short. But let's be smart. Let's get a higher high. Come on, universe. Let's get lucky. Give me a higher high to short from. This is coming down today. Positive resilience means it can bounce up and keep going. So let's be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. Double check where the major stocks are. Guys, do me a favor and hit that like button while you're here. All right, I'm showing from a higher high. All right. Apple, let's see. Apple is below MHP. Let's go over here in a liquidity pocket with some bear push. Nvidia is on a MHP breakup though, so we can get some pressure to the upside because just of Nvidia alone. So be careful. Nvidia is in a liquidity pocket, which looks good. Apple itself is also a hedge pressure break inside of liquidity pocket, which also good. So two stocks are looking kind of okay for a support. Meta not good. Microsoft not good. ABGO bullish and okay. So we had three stocks that look good. Google, nope. Amazon, nope. Tesla is still bearish below MHP. So four stocks have downside potential. Four of the bigs, sorry. Three of the bigs have upside potential. The rest of them are down. Yeah, no longing for me. Well, maybe this positive resilience will allow this to try to push higher, give me a higher high to short from. Good. So resilience is pushing up a little bit, which means we could get a nice little bounce there. I'm not going to long it though. I'd rather like know that fact to let it give me higher so I can short from. Let's run a poll really quick. Do me a favor, friends. I always want to ask, you know, I like doing polls here. Do me a favor. We always try to be the data and the voice of reason for our own community here. Have you been banned from TPT in this latest wave? Everybody do me a favor. I want everybody to vote on this poll because we're gonna, you know, being one of the biggest trading communities there is, we kind of can serve a purpose of providing some data to the uneducated populace of people. Can you vote? Have you received a ban from TPT in this latest wave? Don't just pick yes because you want to troll. Let's be real. We're scientists here. Like, pick no if it's real. Pick yes if it's not. I'll publish it if we get 400 votes. Everybody do me a favor and vote. I'm curious myself. This is going to help our community understand. MHP on 24,158 tap fell right to it, which is what we thought was going to happen. Could I buy here at the dip? Well, I don't know. So if 5%, so 7 people don't vote if you don't trade. Don't poison the data. 7 people, you owe me a story. What you get banned for? I want to know this for myself. You don't trade, my bad. Bro, okay, like, guys, what the fuck? All right, come on. Like, the rest of the space is the retarded ones. Let's be the smart ones here. I love you guys. Let me do it again. Let me repeat. If you do not trade with TPT, don't vote. I love you, Rim. You know I do, bro. All right, we're gonna start over. All right, if you not trade, don't vote. Have you been banned this week from TPT due to the latest wave? Just yes or no. Thank you. I love you. Okay. Don't just pick something because you want to pick something. I really want to know. Simon Dean will find you. All right. Just vote if you've traded with TPT and you've been banned. And if you pick, I'm going to count, and everybody that picks yes, you must tell your story. And if you don't mind emailing me, matt@rocketseer.com, I want to hear what happened to you. I'm gathering data, just like we did with Apex. And we found out 70–80% of you people said y'all got scammed. Y'all thought they were scammed. Let's find out what people think about TPT. I would say that anything above 90% is great. I would say that probably 10% of you are lying, cheating scumbags, which is okay. I love you to death. It's Wall Street, man. It's every man for himself. Do what you can to make money. No judgment from here if you're cheating the system. I don't give a fuck. I'll teach you how to cheat the system. Go make as much money as you want. I'm on your side. Trust me. I'm not on the prop side. Scam to your heart's content. Do what you must. Have you been banned? Remember, folks, it's every man for himself in the world of making money. This is war. Go cheat the casino to your heart's content. I'm just curious, is it a big deal? Because I'd like to know. So can I get some votes in there if you've traded TPT? If you've ever owned a TPT account, period, and you've never been banned. Let's go. Okay, we have some activity going on here right at MHP. With positive resilience, it actually could maybe bounce here. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? It's getting some action. TPT's top of the list, yeah. And again, with everybody that trades these prop firms, we can hold the same pull. And remember, let's just be real. Prop firms in general, they're all okay. Let's just say what it is. Like, prop firms are fantastic. I love the prop space. How is TPT ranked number one? It's the value they provide. It's the return on investment they provide. It's the time and market they provide. You get daily payouts. Every day that you spend trading to get your payout is going to nuke your score. TPT has 2 days to pass, 1 day to trade to payout. TPT only takes 3 days to get a payout. 5 days on the calendar, but the days you wait don't matter for anything. You hit your consistency on pretty much the second day. You might have to trade that third day to make the other 20 bucks. But other than that, the fact that you can get a payout in 1 day is fantastic. These things rank into the risk model. Every day that you spend trading is a probability that you fail increase, right? The probability goes way up that you fail. So firms that make you trade for 5 days compared to firms that make you trade 1 day. If it's 1 day to payout, those accounts tend to be some of the highest ranking accounts for that good reason. Like, it's easy to understand that. Right? No surprise there. Flipping doesn't count, Chris. That's what I'm saying. When I say trading days, let me teach you guys our convention. Trading days and calendar days are two different conventions that we've created for our site. Trading days is days that you take risk. Calendar days are days that you can just flip or sit on the calendar. For instance, my funded futures, you can hit your profit target in pro in 1 day, but you need to wait 14 days to request your payout. The risk model doesn't care about how many days you wait on the calendar because you're not trading. The risk model only cares how long it takes for you to get your target. This is a cash flow thing for the firm to make sure they're solvent to pay out. So this doesn't affect your score at all, calendar days. Something that makes you trade 1 day and then flip the other 4, it's 1 day to pay out. Even though you gotta wait 4 days, that's the amount of money you can make per month, but per account, your risk is based on 1 trading day, right? So TPT is 2 trading days on eval, 1 trading day on funded. And you can take a big fat payout into the buffer at your very first payout. It's like 60% of whatever the 5,000 or whatever dollars is in the highest level account they have there. It just depends because remember, everything's a balancing act. You can't just say because of the days. There's a whole balancing act. It's the ROI you get for the price you pay against the difficulty for the time and market. All of it is a factor. They're all like seesaws, right? Something may be cheaper, but it's longer in market. Something may be shorter in market, but there's DLL inconsistency, right? So everything is a push-pull. And so we have a degree of seeing what is more push-pull than the others. Like, some things are pull-pull, where they give you 2 bad rules. For every good rule that you have a bad rule that you have, kind of thing. But it still packs your ROI, though. No, it doesn't. Days that you sit do not impact your ROI at all. Where are you coming up with that answer? What are you talking about? I love TBT by the infinite pro reset for TBT to avoid that 5-day delay to make money. Let me teach you how risk models work. A day that you're not trading is not part of a risk model. They don't care. So it doesn't matter if you're sitting there not trading. Just because you're making less quote unquote money per month, that's not actually considered your ROI, what you can make. I could invest in a stock and my ROI can effectively be, I can make $1 billion infinity dollars too, hypothetically. But in reality, it's the ROI at your time of payout, not your potential for a month, for year, for whatever. The account, it's like an ROI per hand of cards. It's examples at a casino. If you go to a casino and they have an edge, the more they let you play, the more you're ultimately going to lose. If there's one game that's like, we'll only let you play one hand an hour, you got to wait. This other one's like, we'll let you play as much as you want. You might think, well, the one that lets me play as much as I want gives me more ROI. But in fact, when the house has the edge, the other side is true. The less they let you play, the more they make you wait, the higher the probability is you're going to win because they have the edge. The law of large numbers states the more you play, the more they win, right? So a lot of people think opportunity cost, Chris. Opportunity cost only matters when the opportunity is in your favor, when you have the edge. There is no opportunity cost when you have no edge. But you don't have an edge. The casino has the edge. Mathematically, they have the edge. You're arguing in 200 years of proven game theory where every mathematician in the world would disagree with you. I'm not restating the wheel here. This is math at this point. The law of large numbers states the more iterations of a game, the mean is realized. The mean is the house has the edge over you. So the less you do, the more you do, the higher your failure rate. This is basic game theory stuff. As a profitable trader, you do have edge, right? You don't have mathematical edge. I promise you don't. Not against a prop firm. Again, you can't dispel hundreds of years of mathematical game theory. If you have edge, you want as many hands as possible. So 5 days waiting is in fact opportunity cost. You don't have an edge. I'm telling you right now. How many billions of dollars have you made from the prop space? Just a quick question. How much have you made from the prop space in your entire life? If you don't tell me it's at least $10 million, then you don't really have an edge. You just have lucky streaks. If you have an edge, you'd be bankrupt in prop firms. If anybody had an edge, you'd be pulling trillions of dollars out of the prop space. On short periods of time, you may have little bits of edge. But if you had real edge, you'd bankrupt every prop firm. No, not one single trader has edge over the props. That's the biggest. $2-3 trillion. Am I gonna long a DD? No, I'm not. Let's give this market down. It's the bad economic data, light low. Yeah, Relax Vibes is saying it's the prop rules that have the edge. It's not that you're not saying you don't have an edge as a trader. You probably have a great edge as a trader, but against the prop, you're not really trading. You're trading against their rules. Their rules give them the edge. It's designed like a casino, guys. Opportunity cost should never fall into a risk model. That makes no sense because opportunity is what you could do. It's not what you will do. Technically speaking, the opportunity is I can just mortgage my house and go all in long the NASDAQ. In the next 50 years, I'll probably 10x my money. There's opportunity cost there, but doesn't mean that that's a feasible, viable trade for this exact moment in time. You know what I mean? So, no, calendar days that you wait do not affect your probability of winning the account. Per hand, your risk is based per hand. I put in $20 to play this blackjack hand. Here's the hand. I get money back. The fact that they let you play more hands next to the table doesn't mean you are gaining from that. If you were, that's called compounding. If you were compounding, then your gains become infinite. 0 people have infinite gains, therefore 0 people are compounding by adding more hands to their table. Am I making sense, guys? I love talking math in the morning, but to argue that more games give you more wins, you are compounding. Does everybody understand this math here? Is anybody here compounding games to infinity? You're not. It means you don't have an edge over the house. If more lets you win more because of opportunity, it's perceived opportunity, yes. It's potential to make more, but It's looking at 10 extra hands. Should I bet on those too? I've got the roulette board. I've got all kinds. I can bet here. Ooh, but there's opportunity. I can bet here, 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 here too. Everything is opportunity, but not everything's reality, right? I did a long DD because the ratio is less than half. Yeah. Ratio less than half. Not good. Yeah. My point is, why is CPT number one? It doesn't matter if something makes you wait 10 or 15 or 20 days. It's how much you put in against how hard it is, for how long, how many days you have to trade for what you get out. Our risk model is based on a per hand basis, not for how many hands you can play. Doesn't make any sense. We assumed that the more hands you play, your opportunity becomes zero because the house edge is realized. They actually compound. You don't. Your net, your graph is this: the number of games you play. This is your overall win rate. Win rate. Jesus Christ, I'm having a stroke right now. Overall win rate. Knock on wood. That's terrible juju. No, don't manifest that. Can't talk. When the house has an edge, they're compounding. You are going to zero. The more games you play, ultimately you're going to lose. So we account for the fact the more you can do, you can't put that into a risk model to say that's opportunity for yourself. Unless you can prove you have a statistical edge, but they have all the rules that have probabilistic failure rates that are extremely high. Over 90, hold on, it's, what was it? I would say that over 97 or 96% of people do not make it to second payout. I didn't pull 10 million from props, but I have edge. I'm pulling 15, 20K a month from props. Trading part-time at 5 calendar days does impact that. Can I be real with you? I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you at all. No offense. I don't believe any word you're saying. You are not pulling 10 or 20K consistent profit a month from props. I don't believe you. No offense. I have a right not to believe somebody's, trust me, bro, you know what I mean? If you have a genuine edge, it would be 2 million a month for props. You have no genuine edge. The whole mathematical edge would allow you to compound if you did. You could beat the casino, you'd be compounding. You do well as a trader, but your edge does not apply to infinite scaling, or else you'd have infinite profit. So therefore, you can't have infinite opportunity by having infinitely more chances to play, or else you'd be making infinitely more. It's just basic game theory math. It's like, you can't debate. I mean, there's Nobel Prize winning mathematicians that I'm quoting by saying some of the stuff I'm saying. So unless the entire world is wrong about how these things work. But either so, if you're making 20K, I'm not doubting that you're doing okay, but that's not still edge. Like, people don't understand the mathematics of edge. There are professional poker players that do well as well. There's professional blackjack players that play the odds and do well as well, but they don't have infinite scalability. Therefore, you can't assume extra time will give them extra scaling. There's limitations to your edge. Here's an example. You have a contract limit. You can only make so much until a payout. They cap any edge you can have by capping your payout. So you can only scale up to a limit anyways. So when you base a risk model, it's on the probability of failure in a trade. Any extra time that you have, mathematically, you don't possess an edge over the house. You might be winning at trading, but you're not winning against the props. That's where the risk model comes in. There's a difference there. Yeah. By that logic, your live account would be in infinity right now. You're right. Nobody has a true edge over anything. In short spurts, I have an edge where it applies. But the fact that it doesn't apply infinitely is why you can't scale to infinity. My edge is like, wait, strike. Cool, I won. The strikes are so far apart, I can't scale to infinity. If I had infinite time, I'd have infinite money. That's so easy to explain. Because my edge doesn't apply 24/7 in every single instance of the market. Over every single instance, the house has edge. If you want to continue that logic, if I were to execute a trade at every moment in time, I would lose money to zero. But I can't because my edge only applies here and here and here. Because my edge is not universally applicable. Again, game theory and math. I can't scale to infinity because I can't apply my edge 24/7. I have an edge where I've drew those red circles. Wall Street has an edge where I've drawn these green X's. I've got no edge everywhere else. So because I can't apply my edge everywhere at all times, I can't scale to infinity. It's the same logic I'm giving to you earlier, brother. I agree with you. You're good at trading, but you still don't have an edge. Your edge is limited by where you can apply it, and extra time. This is me trading extra time, trading all down in here. I get more hands. I can trade here, I can trade here, I can trade here. Then you assume you have infinite edge that applies everywhere. But unfortunately, my edge is only sporadically applicable. While I do scale my account to infinity, I'm only about here on that ultimate path to infinity. Now, give me infinity years, I'd have infinity dollars. But unfortunately, I can only grow at the rate at which my edge is actually applicable, which is only so many minutes per day. Right? So there's no universal edge you have. You might have an applicable edge as well, which is why you limit yourself at 20K a month. But at the end of the day, 2 or 3 extra days is not going to make you make 50K a month. As a matter of fact, extra time in market may not apply at all. If I were like, man, if only I had an extra 2 or 3 hours in this trade, but I have no edge down in here. The extra time doesn't necessarily imply extra edge. All right, let's get off the topic. I can explain it 20 other ways, but that's the easiest way to understand it. My edge only applies at these lines. Unless you are given extra time at exactly where your edge is applied, then it adds to your overall opportunity. But the extra time you're given doesn't necessarily apply to where your edge is applied. Does that make sense, everybody? Well, this makes sense because I'm releasing the prop scoring website today. You guys have to understand how the risk model works. Just because you're given more time doesn't mean it's applicable edge to your time. Why does everybody teach edge? Because everybody likes to make you think they've got an edge all the time. I've got an edge at monthly hedge pressure, 90%. DD ratio, 90%. I've got an edge half gap, maybe 60%. But everywhere else, I don't have applicable. I don't have any edge anywhere else. So the only time that I have that genuinely more time gives me more opportunity is if in that time it touches one of these places. And when you factor in all of time, there's more time it spends not touching those places than touching those places. So because edge, you have less time that your edge, or less spaces that your edge is applied to, then your edge can't be applied to. Again, the law of large numbers states if I were given infinity amount of times, the probability is almost infinity that price will be where my edge isn't at than where my edge is. Does that make sense, everybody here? And we can move on back to the market. Does that make sense? Given infinite time, price will be where your edge isn't more than your edge is, because your edge is only applicable in a couple of places. We understand this, right? It's called the law of large numbers. Yeah. So anyways, that's the reasoning for that. Again, like I said, it's perceived possible opportunity. You're not wrong, Chris. I agree with you. But it's not necessarily applicable opportunity because your edge doesn't apply at all places in all of those moments in time. I know it's weird to think about it like this, even though you're winning as a trader. It's a shock to somebody that you don't have universal edge, which we don't. Neither do I. I have good edge. I make money most every day, but I gotta wait. You know, I spend 99% of my time waiting and 1% of my time trading. So today's setup with positive resilience. It's possible to fill the gap. My original trade I'm waiting for. We're just filling the airwaves, baby. So the point I'm saying, somebody asked why is TPT ranked the best? Because it's 1 day to get your payout. But it's 4 days to wait. Doesn't matter. It's not missed opportunity. It doesn't make the account any riskier to trade. Your failure rate is based on the time you are in the trade, not the time you're not in the trade. Yeah, bro, I agree with you, man. You're 100% right, and I agree with your P&L, and I agree you're making money. But I would argue that the more time you spend trading, you're gonna lose. You're probably good because you do what I do. You wait for your setups and take them. But given more time doesn't guarantee you'll be given more setups. That's really the end of that, right? So because you have to wait 3 days or 14 days on the calendar, it shouldn't affect the score at all because you're not trading in that time. As a matter of fact, it only counts for how much return you get for the dollar you spend for the time you spend trading. Anything else beyond that doesn't really register in the scope of our risk model, which should make sense. Somebody said, I said they're a liar saying they make 20K a month. Yeah, everybody's a liar that says they make 20K a month. You're a liar until I see it. I'm not some like easily, you know, I don't ever trust me, bro. If any one of you ever tells me that, you're a fucking liar until you show me. Tell me you're a liar. My first response is you're a liar. That's everybody. Don't single anybody out. All of you, every one of you watching this is a liar until I see I'll see them stats. Don't clip that like I'm some kind of, let me just give it to you. Clip this. All of you are fucking liars. Every single one of you until I see the stats. I don't have to trust anything I don't see. So that's the smart way to be in life. I don't know. I've learned in life not to trust people. No offense, but if you prove me wrong, I'll say that I was wrong. If I did call you a liar and you proved me wrong, then I would say I was wrong. No pride there, but until you show me anything, y'all are all a bunch of fucking lying scoundrels. And I'm gonna stand by that. My first belief is you're all liars. And that should be your first belief to everybody too. That's okay. 16 people said they got banned from TPT this week. All right, let's see some stories. Who got banned and why? What happened? Don't take it personal if I don't believe anything you say. That's just the smart way to be. Come on now. I didn't make it to where I am life on a bunch of trust me, bro. You scoundrel scallywags. Y'all are a bunch of lying, cheating fucking pirates, dude. If I turn my back, if I'm captain of the ship, if I turn my back for a second, 24 of you would be fighting on who could stab me in the back and throw me overboard first and take over as captain. I don't trust a single one of y'all. There's mutiny in the ranks, soldiers. All right. This possibly is a short setup, but I really want to hit MHP instead. Any one of you would throw me overboard and you know it. I don't have to. Yeah. Chris, we got to get off the topic, man. It's opportunity cost, but it's not opportunity cost with an edge. Your edge doesn't apply at all times. You don't have universal edge. If you did, you'd be making millions per minute, not 20K per month. The probability is extremely low that it's, some mathematicians say it's 0, but it's never truly 0. Your probability is extremely low, but extra time gives you extra opportunity when the house has mathematical edge over you. If you had that true amount of universal edge, why even touch a prop? You'd scale to infinity in a real account. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is such a good movie. You got banned? What'd you get banned for? A lot of times it could be like copy trading services or something. Like I said, I don't know all the technicals. That's why I'm asking you guys. I think the reason I never get banned is because I never do anything weird. I don't use copy trading services. I don't follow somebody's trades. I don't copy trade my accounts. I don't let people trade for me. I don't ever go to different towns to trade from different IP addresses. I literally sit here in my office, trade my accounts one at a time, manually trading the buttons, and for some magical reason I've never been banned. So I guess there's either some kind of, maybe they're oversensitive in some of their protocols of monitoring this, or maybe they just caught some service somebody's doing or something. Bot trading. Do you have any like, if you have, I want to collect the info, send it to me. Like send me your trade log, send me everything. Like send me a case. I'll push it through and I'll take a look at it. Does being a mathematician make you better at understanding the market? Yes. Not because I'm good at math, but because I'm good at what people that are good at math are good at, which is logic. You have the ability as a mathematician to sort of like rearrange and manipulate things in your head to make equations. Like when you're trying to solve an equation, your brain is like moving the pieces around and you can see like layers of stuff and possible outcomes. That skill set is really where you shine. You don't really need to be good at math to be a good trader. It's just good mathematicians make good traders, because of what makes mathematicians good is also what makes traders good. Like the ability to logically see the market at face value for just what the numbers are, to be able to see through opinions and just see how things work, you know, it's a helpful skill set. Yeah, send me whatever you got. I'd take a look at it. You don't have to do any math when you trade, bro, other than adding and subtracting numbers. You can use your calculator for it. Pattern recognition. Yeah, things like that are like pretty useful. I think logic, right? Like this morning when I was like, you know, there's two sides to the coin. Maybe Trump really did talk to somebody. You know, maybe Trump didn't talk to somebody, he's lying through his teeth, or maybe he did talk to somebody and they really are trying to find out a deal, but they're trying to find out a deal that doesn't make them look weak in front of their population as well. And people are like, oh, I never thought of that angle, right? The mathematician's goal is to think of every angle. You have to prove or disprove something. You got to find every path and at least, you know, look at every single one of them. So he said, bad, I'm not a liar. I can whip out my P&L and prove I have been a consistent loser for average of 4K a month in props. You're definitely the most consistent losing trader. That's good. Consistency is good. It's like the way Rage says. Yeah, it's like the way that our brain works to solve problems, right? We're just too, we're too wired for, like, you know, everybody says like the engineer was the kid that would like take apart the VCR to see how it works. You don't want to see something for what it is. You want to see what makes it work, and then what makes that work. And with that, you want to know every path of how every piece of something works. So engineers tend to be a little more open-minded, I think. Mathematicians tend to like easily sign off something that's not mathematically sound. Like an example, that moving averages somehow give you edge in the market. It would make no sense, because moving averages are just slowed down versions of the candle data. It's like taking data out of the set. Candle data is pretty much most data of the set, right? And a moving average based on the candle data even removes data from the set. So how come when you remove information, can something be more informative, right? So a mathematician would look at a moving average and say, this is full of shit. This is stupid. They have the ability to do that pretty quick. How many years you traded with moving averages? The candles are a better indication than the moving average. There's more information in that data set. It always was weird to me that moving information gave you a better signal. You know what I mean? Somebody said plumbers rock. Any kind of like trade skill is also wired to be like good at trading. Like you're solving problems. It's not everything goes according to plan. You have a consistent approach. you know, to how you do your job. But you're so good at it, when some weird thing happens, you know how to handle it. I have a buddy, it's a welder who got into trading, and he's a good trader. Seriously. Are time candles better or tick candles? They both tell you different things. Tick candles show you a little bit more of the order flow zoomed out. I'd say that they're both equal. Tick candle will give you a little bit more information. But as far as like, you know, condensing that information into like usability, I don't think candles really matter so much as long as you're trading on a time frame where you can kind of see what you need to see. A tick chart, you're constantly having to move things around to like recenter it. But I always have both open because whenever like it's hitting my pivot, I like to watch a tick chart so I can get information like zoomed in. It's kind of like you want to stay zoomed out for most of the day to see what's going on. But then when you really get to your level, you're like, okay, let me zoom in, tick chart. That's how I do it. All right. I do want to short MHP when we pop to it. That would be my goal today. All right. What am I doing here? Okay, so I'm gonna wait for upper MHP to short from. I made 21,500 today. I'm looking to get a little bit more juice out of this trade. Upside move. It could be a long setup. I would say with positive resilience, could be a long setup to here. I'm not afraid to take it. I don't necessarily hate it. We have it's a very weak play because we have DD band interaction with resistance and MHP interaction with the resistance here. The problem is that it could still continue to sell. I want it to go higher so I can sell it off. I think that's the appropriate trade to take. Why does EQ respect the half gap and Nasdaq doesn't? Well, look at the two, right? Nasdaq resilience is only 11, S&P's is 33. S&P has a little bit more juice in it, right? There's a lot more stocks on this side of half gap, so S&P is getting a little bit more push. Nasdaq is sort of hitting hedge pressure, right? So it's fighting getting there. S&P kind of has a more of a clear path to it, right? Those random buys of ES and sells of oil yesterday, 10 minutes for Trump releases post. I mean, why become president if you don't use it to trade with? You and your buddies make some money. Is my site up yet? Yes, the prop comparison site is now up for beta. I'm going to tell you guys some more details about it that you can go play with it. I'll have a Zoom call maybe this afternoon to go over it for the beta. It's ready to go for beta. Anybody that's a member of Rocket Scooter or the boot camp, I want you guys to all do me a favor. This is a request from and this will help me out too. Everybody do me a favor right now. I don't use LinkedIn, but my company does. So this is from help us with the SEO. Everybody out there that has LinkedIn, do me a favor, click this link and follow our company. According to my my team, we need to have more social presence everywhere. So do me a favor and follow Rocket Scooter on LinkedIn if you don't mind. I personally don't have a LinkedIn. Wait, no, I think I do have a LinkedIn now. I think iDoc made me a LinkedIn last year. She made it for me. Were I saying not to use prop firms? No, I wasn't saying not to use prop firms. What I was saying is we have a prop firm ranking site that came out. And people were asking why was TPT ranked #1. I said because it's 1 day to get your payout. And then somebody was like, well, you have to wait, you know, it's 2 days to pass, 1 day to get payout. And somebody's like, well, you have to wait 5 days. It's opportunity cost. The discussion was that the fact that you have to wait doesn't make the account any harder or any easier to get that same payout. The goal of a ranking site is return on investment for the money you spend against the time and market and difficulty. Does everyone understand that waiting falls out of all 4 of those categories, right? Waiting doesn't apply to a risk model. If you are not allowed to trade for a day because you got to wait 3 days to get your payout, but you're not trading either, it doesn't become more difficult. It doesn't become less ROI. The ROI is the same. It's not more time and market, so your failure rate can go up. It literally has no effect on your ROI. Does everybody understand that? That's why I have to explain how the prop scoring model works. Do we all understand that? John, thank you guys. Appreciate that. You understand that, right? The goal is to have a ranking site that ranks based on just those things. It's the probability, all things being equal, that you get a payout for the money you spend for the time they're making you trade against how difficult it is. Each one of those things is like this. More difficult costs more, right? Or costs less, right? Seesaw. 6, 7. Done with LinkedIn? Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate that. We're starting to build like our SEO and web presence with this in the prop screen. Okay, hold on. Can you do me a favor? And if you are on LinkedIn, and you follow Rocket Scooter. Thank you guys. All right, still not touching this here. I still feel the need to sell this and short this, but from here it's not tradable. The opportunity is looking long-ish, but I'm not going to take it because it's not a strong opportunity. I am going to only short from higher highs, which in times like this, again, we wait for Trump or somebody to tweet something, pops up to MHP 6624. I snap it right back down. 0 is a winning day. Yeah, like 0 is a winning day. Not having an edge against prop firms make it seem like you shouldn't use prop firms because of a house edge. Let me further that. You don't have an edge against Wall Street either. Most people don't have wall edge anywhere. You might, if you learn Rocket Scooter, possess some bit of edge that can be applied in certain places at certain periods of time, like hedge pressure, an example. It's not always there, but when it's there, I use it. If I were to look at all time, I don't have an edge. If I'm looking at monthly hedge pressure, I have an edge at that moment. So that's what I was saying earlier. You don't have an edge at all time. You just have an edge at certain times. And the way that a trader does well is to apply their edge when it's applicable and avoid the market when it's not. And that's how you have something. You might have something that works 100% of the time when it applies, but it only applies 1% of the time. So 1% of the time it works every time. You know what I'm saying? Point becomes, that's what I was saying earlier. More time doesn't equate more applicable part of your edge. You still have 99% of that time not useful time. Am I telling me the longest? Somebody said, do I? So like I said, I have applicable edge just like anyone else. No one has universal edge. Every moment of every trade of every day is not a possibility to have edge. I have 0 edge right now. I have 0 edge right here. I have 0 edge right here. I have some edge right there. I've got 0 edge there, 0 edge there, 0 edge there, and some edge there. I have 0 edge here, and I have really strong edge here and there, right? So for most of today, I've only had a couple places where I can apply my edge, right? And it seems like that's only 3 or 4 times the candles touched it out of the, you know, out of the 60 candles you've already had on the 1 minute. So, you know, 4 of the 60 my edge applied and the other 56 didn't. Well, that was my point from earlier, is that every moment that you have is not an applicable moment. So you can't assume that more time gives you more edge. It's a typical fallacy of a gambler. A gambler's fallacy. You'll have that same mentality of, well, if I can only play more, I can make it all back. You might, the next 10 hands you're dealt might still be shitty hands. You know, everything is odds. But see, with true edge, it's not universal edge. You just have edge that applies. Most of trading is spent waiting, which is proof of what I'm saying. If I had infinite time, I will make infinity dollars, because I do have my edge is sporadically mixed in at random points in time that aren't consistent in every moment of time. But over infinite time, I can wait infinite amount of time as well to have infinite edge over infinite time only. 3 extra days doesn't guarantee you have extra edge. Infinity extra days, then maybe the law of large numbers would give you infinite waiting time that your edge can play out. Edge, 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 edge. Update on Go charting. It's the liquidity maps have been launched. We're working on resilience right now. Still got maybe a month on or less of Go charting. See edge one more time. Hey Farva, what's that restaurant you like? The one with all the goofy shit on the walls? Oh, shenanigans. Oh. Sorry about that, Sergeant. You know when these boys get that syrup and then they get all antsy in their pantsy? Oh, Ramathorn, you're doing all wrong. You gotta relax the jaw, pucker the lips. Go charting, there's no charge. If you use Rocket Scooter here, it will also work there. Don't forget to cup the balls. Good stuff, good stuff. Lock and load. All right. Candy bars. Did I sell EL Dr. Pepper Tic Tacs? Most of them. Not all of them. Just most of them. I don't ever want to order Dr. Pepper Tic Tacs ever again. So let me explain to you guys, as our prop scoring site is now out for beta, I'm going to have a Zoom call later and teach you guys some things about it. Couple things, right? You'll be able to basically do this. We have 10 prop firms for data program in there. for beta so that you guys can go through and play with the features and help report bugs or wish list or whatever, and let us know what you'd like us to change. And then we'll get everything else down there, and then maybe we'll do a second round of beta, or maybe we'll just launch it whenever everything's fixed. But the goal is that we have 5 different scoring metrics, okay? How it works. There's 5 key points. Number 1 is simplicity. How hard an account really is to pass. We break down the drawdown type, thresholds, time limits, and every rule in fine print so you can pick the path of least friction. This is how easy it is despite how much it costs. Remember, if you hear me say this is this over this despite that, that's basically known as a partial differential equation, right? dy over del y over del x holding something constant. You have your overall model is like, you know, x plus y plus z plus whatever. And you want to isolate them into, well, you know, like Greeks, for example, like Black-Scholes, you isolate Greeks. What is the best cost or the best return per cost holding everything else equal? Okay, there's that. What's the lowest difficulty per account? What's the highest pass rate, all things being equal, right? Which is the easiest to pass no matter how expensive it is? Okay. This one is, what's the best ROI you can get no matter how hard it is? You don't care. Why would you care about these things, right? It's different traders. Here's an example. I'm a profitable trader. I win everything I touch no matter what. Like the other guy, I have Infinity Edge. It works all the time. Then he's going to care which one has the highest ROI. If that's the case, you truly beaten the system. Which one has the highest ROI? You don't care. You want the best bang for your buck. Too hard, doesn't matter. You beat the system anyways, right? So you care about that. Trader that wins, what's the best ROI? Here's another thing. I have a trading strategy that requires me to cost basis average. Therefore, I need to take the most amount of drawdown. I can't get stopped out with small drawdown. I need the most drawdown per price because my trading strategy requires me to do cost basis averaging, where I need a bigger account for the dollar I spend. I need more room to play in. Okay, there's DPP. The bigger account per dollar you spend. Price per time in market. Hi, I usually do pretty well psychologically up to about the second or third day. If I get to trade this prop for 6, 7, 8, 9 days, I eventually fuck it up because my emotions go out of control. I need the shortest path to payout. I don't care if it's expensive or hard. I want the quickest path to payout. That's me. Last one, all things being equal, I just want to know which one's not a scam. Whether I get to the end, am I still going to get paid out? Well, reviews will help with that part. Overall, I'm a new trader. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what's good. I don't know anything. Overall score. Just in general, which one's good in general? And so that's what this is for. So as a trader, you can find out which one it is. Let's analyze which one has the best ROI period of the accounts, not just the firm, but the accounts. Click on account ROI. The best ROI period is the 150K TPT account. The second best is TPT 50. The third best is TPT 75. They do very well on ROI. That's probably why their overall score is really high, because that's ranking off the charts. My Funded Futures Pro is up there. Lucid Pro is up there. Funded Next Rapid is up there, right? It's the amount of money that you're going to get. Now, again, we just have 10 of the firms. We'll have all of them in there eventually. Every firm that exists will be in here. Okay, those of you that need big fat drawdowns per dollar you spend, which one's the better one of that? Look who comes in at the top. This is where Top Step's big argument was. We have the best drawdowns. We give you the biggest accounts. They say this all the time. Yes, but where they giveth, they taketh. And this is why our site's important. I'm releasing this for beta. I'll be announcing this inside of our Discord today if you're a member of Rocket Scooter. What makes Top Steps perceivably so good? They have a great drawdown per price. I don't disagree. They give you a big fat account for the dollar you spend. They give you plenty of room to trade in. That's why traders love Top Step, because they survive longer with a bigger account. That's where the loyalty came from. But at the end of the day, you don't get a big return on that investment. See what I'm saying? Profit split is not missing. It's in here. Profit split is in there. It's accounted for. I don't know why it's not shown here. Hold on. Let me let my guy hang. I don't think he pushed the last update live. That the profit split is here. It's just not displayed for some reason. Don't know why it's not showing up. It should be listed here. Yeah, profit split is listed over here. It's just not. It's accounted for in the model, 100%. So which one has the best time in market? Futures desk, right? And again, funded next has best price per the time in market you spend, and even ETF accounts make their way up there. The quickest path to pay out per dollar you spend, that's what you're looking for here. Lucid's up there at the top, My Funded Futures at the top, etc. The overall score, all together, best all around, take profit is number one. You can see to the right, there's this little sort of pentagram of the 5 different components. You can see how it gets sort of smaller as you move down the list. And you can see that this is not just made up numbers, right? The overall score is here. And then as you go down, you can see that it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and really shows where some of the firms don't shine. Like here's an example, right? Compare TPT, it's like 10 in a lot of the categories, right? And then you compare something like Apex, which is just mid in every category. Look at Apex right here. It's barely anything in all the categories. So Apex's overall score is ranked very low. It's a very difficult account to pass. Trailing drawdown. There's DLL and consistency when funded. There's very little ROI potential. And the accounts are mid when it comes to the drawdown that you get. And the time in market also mid. You have, you know, like nothing special there. And so you can see the differences. Top Step is considered one of the easier accounts to pass with one of the bigger drawdowns, right? But the ROI value is very low. So that's why their overall score is low, because while they can make it easy for you, you're not really making much out of it. The model looks at everything together and gives the overall rank. Firms that have the best all-around stats, best ROI, best drawdown, best simplicity, get the higher score. And that's it. Plus, there's another thing. You might want to say, hey, Pops Take Profits has a 40% off sale. Cool. Oh, Lucid is having a 40% off sale too. Which one's better? Add to compare. View them all. Put them side by side, and now you can see. Now, this is incorrect because the new AI trained model is not applied, but you will be able to see side by side which firms compare and put them side by side and see all the stats and see all the scores. And AI will explain to you why one's better than the other. This is better. This is, you know, pros. This is cons. It's not trained AI yet for the beta, so leave this out. But I've already written the prompts, so AI will now train you to tell you pros and cons and why one's better than the other. Simple as that. Which is the best overall? TPT. The rating site is free. And it's open for beta as of after lunch. I'll put out an announcement and I'll have a little training session for you guys. But Apex changed the rules on their site. We already have the new accounts in there. The minute these firms change their rules, we are already on it. We already have Apex's new rules program. Apex was a 5.5 before they updated their stuff, and they're a 6.2 now out of 10. Let's just let you know what 6 means. 5 is actually 0. FYI, we actually scale our scale from 5 to 10, not 0 to 10. Mostly because people would freak out and be like, why am I a 0? 5 is actually 0, by the way. And 10 is actually max. So if you're a 6 on a conventional 1 to 10 scale, you're a 2 out of 10. So should I use TPT or My Funded Futures? They're ranked the 2 best in the space. TPT, My Funded Futures, Lucid, and Funded X. Are we surprised? Not really, right? See, and this is why our site is so useful because you guys don't understand a lot that's happening. Somebody just asked, why is TPT number 1 with 5 days to pass? Okay, can somebody answer that question? Is TPT 5 days to pass? This is where you guys get caught up in the marketing. TPT is not 5 days to pass. How many days to pass is TPT actually? It's 2 days to pass. Technically 2. Well, technically 3 if you don't get it exactly on the mark. But 2 to 3 days of waiting, right? Because you can flip. There's a lot that people don't understand when it comes to the model. It's a great question. I'm glad you asked it because it's very important that we understand that. It might say 5 days to pass, but when you dive into it, it's only 2 trading days. 50% consistency, right? So if you can bisect your trading days, halvesies and halvesies, then you can get it in 2 days. Or usually it's 2 days plus 1 day of making $50 to hit your profit target, right? But basically, let's pretend that we're not doing that extra day and it's 2 days to pass and 3 days to wait. The waiting doesn't affect anything at all. As a matter of fact, the argument earlier was somebody says, well, it's opportunity. Well, not opportunity, because if you traded one account and you pass it in 2 days, and then you're flipping the other 3, and this other 3, you can be passing another one in that time that you're waiting. You can always be trading an account in that downtime. And that's kind of what I forgot to bring that up earlier to that argument. If there's added opportunity, just buy a second account. I mean, the waiting time doesn't hurt the score. So if I'm flipping for 3 days, I can be trying to pass another TPT in the 2 days. The idea is that because it's only 2 days to pass, 2 days to trade, 3 days to wait, and then 1 day to pay out, that's a big part of why they're ranked number 1. It's 3 days to pay out. And the payout is huge relative to the other like flex type accounts out there that are 5 days to pay out. It's 5 trading days maybe, or the payout is much smaller. With TPT, your max first payout on the first day is $10,000. And of that $10,000, a huge portion of it is at 80%, and when you withdraw on your buffer, it's 60%. So the payout potential is extremely high. If you trade to your buffer and withdraw the whole thing, you still get a huge ROI. Right? That's why. Even with the trailing drawdown, which gives it a hit, it's still ranked number 1. Crazy, right? Any trades for me today? No, I'm waiting for MHP on S&P to short from. I'm shorting from here. Jesus Christ, man. Like, look. Bro, look. If you can buy 20 accounts, look, let me just give you the math right here. And if this doesn't change your mind, I can't help you further. You have 20 accounts. Say this account, it's 1 day to pass and 3 days to wait. Okay. So you trade for 1 day in this account. You wait for 3 days in that account. In that other time, you trade one more account for a day. And then one more account for a day, and you cascade your accounts to fill up that free time. It doesn't change at the end of the month what you're gonna do. Because you can buy more accounts, go fill in that void time with more accounts. It doesn't change the difficulty or the ROI or anything of one account. The fact that you can buy multiple, fill in that time with a second account. The probability of passing each individual account is still the same. It doesn't change your odds of failure. I can't understand. I just don't understand you guys. If it's opportunity, go buy another account. You still don't have a greater pass rate or ROI per account. If you can make 1,000 with one account and then you could trade a second account, then you made 2,000 with 2 accounts. It's still 1,000 per one account. It's the profit that you make in a month per account. My mind is blown, guys. Calendar days don't count. You can fill in that void space with any other prop at all. It doesn't affect your failure rate, your pass rate, your ROI, your difficulty of that account you're trading. I'm playing blackjack here. In between hands, I'm playing roulette over here. Does me playing roulette over here change my odds of winning at blackjack here? Like, bro, it's like the 10th analogy I've given, and it's still like whoosh. Your odds are fixed inside the game that you're playing. When the dealer's like pulling the cards off the table, you're like, come on, deal faster so I can make more money. Just play at this other table here. Play here, play here, play here, play here. Your odds at each table don't change based on what you did at the other table. God, man, I know I have a gift of explaining complex mathematics simply, but that's as simple as I can get it. That's about as simple as I can make it. Yeah, so some people thought you had to trade all 5 days. That's the cool thing, right? So our site is going to educate people on that very thing. You don't have to trade all 5 days. And this is kind of why a lot of people don't know everything about, you know, you're being marketed to by a lot of these influencers, but they're not teaching you. And we want to be like the authority that teaches people, you know, what's really out there. Yeah, I don't give up. No audience member left behind. We team Jock here. We make sure everybody's on the same page. So a firm is ranked per account on that account's integrity at all. You can say, well, I like this firm should have a better score because I can trade 20 accounts. It's the same thing in reverse. I mean, sorry, the same thing as well. Just because you can buy 5 accounts doesn't mean that you have a 5 times better chance of passing if you trade them all at the same time. It's arguable, it's different. If you split your risk up, then you have a better chance of getting an ROI, but that's a whole different story. Copy trading, right? Does copy trading increase your probability of passing? It doesn't. It just increases the amount that you make when you pass. Your pass rate's still the same. Your failure rate's still the same. Difficulty's still the same. Drawdown's still the same. So adding more accounts while copy trading doesn't improve your chances of success. So scaling horizontally that way, giving more accounts to trade per time, doesn't mean that you make more money per account. That's the final end of that. It's the easiest way to say it. If you're allowed to buy 1 account with a firm or 20 accounts with a firm, does that mean you're going to make more money because you're given more? Well, no, per account, it's still the same risk. You've just amplified it further. We got a little green candle action going here. Let's see what's going on. Probably up to my short target. Anyways. So that's why TBT and My Fun and Futures are ranked near the top. They both have really stellar scores. And so you'll be able to go in there. The biggest use of the site will be when everybody's launching a sale, right? There'll be a day where like TBT 40% off, My Fun and Futures 30% off, Tradeify 30% off, Fund to Next, Bolt account, buy one get one free. What's the better sale, right? This firm's 90, this firm's 60. Who's got the better thing? Then the sales will be programmed in there and the scores will adjust based on the sale price, and you'll be able to see, well, holy crap, today's 90% off Apex sale, it's actually ranked as an 8 today. Oh, okay. With Apex being ranked as an 8, the time to buy it is only when they have the sale. Oh, when they're 50% off sale, it's ranked a 6. No, thank you. So now you'll be able to see which sale is worth it to try that firm out. And that's really where it's important. I was inspired by y'all's questions. Hey man, should I pick up ETF today? Well, I'm like, ETF's really only good. It only is better than Tradeify's straight to funded when it's 80% off or better. I used to say that. And now you'll be able to go to the site to see that, which gives me an idea. I need to create sales simulator. That's one of the ideas I have for wish list. So here's the idea I had. Look, let me show you the uses of the site when the sale is active. So a scale simulator. You might say, you know, I love Matt's site. I only buy accounts that are ranked 9 or higher. Perfect. But every firm can become a 9 rank if it has a good enough sale, right? So scale simulator, you can go in there and simulate what's the sale that gives the firm a score of a 9, and then set an alert that emails you when that sale is active. How does that feature sound? That's my dream on all the uses of this site. Wouldn't that be so cool? Which of your, when is your favorite firm? You might set a threshold for yourself. 8.5. Anytime a firm goes above 8.5, I want an email. Ooh, they're having a sale today that made their score went way up. Good. That's the time to play it. This market, dude. Bro, I'm telling you, man, this market sucks. I haven't made it a trade except for that opening long. I'm just waiting. Just waiting. Yeah, Res is showing some positive moves, but like I said, it's still kind of weird, right? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the pop to short from. I'm going to short at MHP. Trade day is better than TBT. 5 days, 1 day payout, the big difference, end of the day, trade day. Dude, it's not disagree, agree. Let me see what trade day ring says. Again, there's factors that you're not considering. Do we have trade day in there yet? Let me look. Hold on. Never really, let me see. Is trade day programmed in there yet? It's in draft. It's not scored yet. Okay, we have the data in there. You'll see. Yeah, when we get all the firms will be programmed in there. You'll have your answer. Whether it's not going to be like an agree or disagree. It's just, yeah, it's going to be fact, bro. It's just going to be like literal fact. Do you have FTMO? Only futures for now. Yeah. Only futures firms. They have consistency on eval. Yeah, like, you know, that's like a 4-day pass, right? So Chris is right, dude. Like 4-day pass is going to be tough for the score. That's the whole point, right? Everything has to be factored in. Everything affects the score. Consistency really affects the simplicity score, right? Something that has a high consistency has a lower simplicity. Something that has a low consistency has a higher consistency. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go. All right, let's go. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's hit it. There's my tap. I don't know. Is Trump saying something? Let's read the news. Something going on here? I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to short it. Who's saying what? I told you guys, just wait all day. Like, wait for the shit you want to see in this market. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just shortening my target. Okay, I'll take the free $12,000. Fucking love this game, dude. I'll be back. Look, my hands are wet. See, I wash my hands. Don't say that I don't. Well, that was $12,000 in 2 minutes. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's think about it again. Who's saying what? Any ship passing through the Strait of Hormuz requires full coordination with the rain and name maritime. I don't know what's going on here. Matt is good. Well, thank you. Orange Man tweeting. What did I tell you guys? Just wait. You're going to get given opportunities. Just wait. Literally, just wait for stuff to happen. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Just wait. Just wait. The opportunities will come, my friends. That's why I love y'all. Just wait. I don't know who did what, but that was a 100-point run in 2 minutes. Like, can I just put some shorts on the S&P here? We are at the upper target. Let's just put S&P for 10. This will be a smaller trade than what I just took. Let's just fundamentally short it off of MHP down to the bottom. Why not? What's going on here? I don't see any red text on my financial juice right now. I'm not really sure what's going on. Let's pull up the bigger chart and just take a look at this. No fucking clue. So positive resilience, at least a half gap. That's why I closed out at the support, because resilience was positive. I didn't hold for the reversal, but I wanted a second confirmation there. Let's take a smaller position in S&P. That's more appropriate, I'd say. Not really sure what's going on, but let's take the trade on it. I'm watching the news to see if anything crazy's come through. Pipeline, but I don't see anything. Market trying to rally. Let's double check. I think we need to still fill that bigger gap on the downside from this whole day right here. I mean, we need to slowly drift our way down to this impact level. Like I said, I'm not really sure what's going on. We did pop to fill that gap. I don't see any news. Hold on, let me read this. What is this? Exactly 950. There's nothing. Is my financial juice lagging or what? Fill the gap on S&P. Is this going to turn bullish from here? I don't know. Let's bet that it doesn't. PD ratio 0.44. So the upper bear zone is still resistance here. From here down to here. I think that bet is still on the table. 100%. 100%. Why does my S&P feel so bad? Oh, we just overshot. Okay. Okay, let's put a bigger spot on that one too. Now we wait. I don't know. I don't see any news. I don't know. I don't see anything going on. Who's saying what to who? But Nvidia probably popped on that as well. It's not Nvidia news now. It's just general news. Okay. Gold stabilizing. Oil trading down a little bit. Got my finger on the button just in case. Doesn't feel like that sort of day like we had yesterday. Oh, hold on. Cool. And if I anchor this into a good trade, I'll just hold this all day. We'll let her rip. Come on, market. And we fly, baby. And we set sail. Let's go to the fucking ground. Let's drop it to 0. Check your chat. What's up, chat? That news is 3 hours old. Is my financial juice like not loading up? I don't have any updates. What's going on? Iran opened the US talks. Is that what it was? I don't see it. I don't see it on here. Iran open. I retrade to listen. Iran ready to listen. Oh, okay. That's it. Somebody says that's old news. Okay. Downward whoosh fan. All right. Let's do what we call the swoosh fan, which is the opposite of whoosh fan. This is called the swoosh fan. It's anchored to the ceiling, and swoosh fan blows the market downward. Let's get some swoosh fan music going on, by the way. Fuck yeah. I'll take another 15, 16, $20,000. Fuck yeah. Close. Close, motherfucker. Close. Oh my God. Edge, baby. I gotta say it one more fucking time. Dude, it took like a minute to close that position. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I love you. And by the way, Chris, I know we have our debates, but I love you too. You know, Chris and I are bros here. We always have our debates in the chat. I don't know what's fucking going on, but I'm glad I exited that position. I'm done. Chat, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done for the day. Can I trade it one more time? I don't. Gulf states weigh military options to counter Iran's escalation. Look at this news-driven headline BS. Whatever. All right, just wait for what you want, guys. Wait for what you want. Let's go over there. What a crazy fucking day, dude. All right. Is lightning gonna strike? Am I capture lightning this bottle 3 times in a row? Wow, 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 wow. Well, 50K is not completely wild, other than the fact that it's 50K on a 300K account. That's too much. That's too, I mean, not really. I mean, I am allowing a lot of risk, but that was 3 back-to-back 20, 10, 15K trades. How do I mark the pivot from which I'm shorting? Ah, well, that's Rocket Scooter's gamma exposure tools, my friend. You see right here where it says resistance? It's marked automatically. Link in description for our tools. Everyone here uses it, so. How much am I up at the million challenge? I'd say like 600,000 P&L. It's between 5 and 6. So I need to make 400 more. I think at 700 is when I hit the million mark. Million P&L total, yeah. How do I trade accounts with intraday trailing drawdowns? As much as it sounds crazy, you need base hits. Sometimes this is a couple of things. Base hits only. 1-to-1 trades or negative reward risk trades. And this sounds very controversial, but mathematically is sound. Because typically trailing drawdown accounts have a low cost to fail, you just need to make a little bit at a time to not blow up. And so I know a lot of people that make like 1/2 to 1 trades to inch their way forward. Now, it might sound counterintuitive to take negative risk to reward, negative reward or risk. But the cost of failure is very low. You need to give yourself a little bit of drawdown and take whatever you can, because what punishes you on trailing drawdown is that you make money and then you don't close out at the right spot. You lose when you take drawdown. So essentially you have to like get in, take some drawdown, take some drawdown, take some drawdown, and get your pop and close right at the top of the pop to get out of that buffer. I've done that with TPT to tremendous amount of success relative than trying to trade any sort of 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 risk to reward to risk. 600K profit since the challenge total since the challenge reset. So minus the 130,000 extra that I wired in, net profit historically is 600 minus 130, 470 at this point. But the challenge started over on Christmas at a new 100K fresh balance. So 100K went to 600. I took out everything but 2, and now I'm at 350 again. These levels are drawn in. Yes. So PETA, these levels are marked at 9:30 in the morning, right when the market opens. It's 100% automated, and it's here all day. And these levels are literally listed all day. And then the confluence updates in real time based on if it's support or resistance. So do you see how right now the orange line is now saying support, which is why I'm not shorting it again, but earlier it said resistance. We've lost our polarity there. I traded NASDAQ and S&P. So last night I made a long, and I took this trade and made some money. I had 20K to start the day. Today I longed out the door and closed there, and then I shorted there once and shorted there again for the rest of the money. So trailing drawdown, it's important that you get your base hit. You don't necessarily have to operate in negative reward, but you can do like base hits. Even if you're 1-to-1, the minute you make your one, close out. Even if it keeps going, don't worry about it. Try to make one trade at your 1-to-1. How do you guys trade trailing drawdowns, by the way? That's what I used to do. Just until buffer, and then I would trade pretty much normal after that. On our prop website, we'll have every firm, every plan of every firm, period. And our prop website is going to have a free Discord. So people in Rocket Shooter, we have our own Discord for our trading style. But the prop website, if you guys are looking for a Discord to join, this YouTube channel now will have a free Discord to go with it. So if you guys are totally welcome to hang on our Discord, it's going to be like the prop mecca, dude, where it's going to be everything props, and it's going to be huge. So you guys are welcome to join that free Discord. Forget paying for some goofy paid Discord. I'm now going to have a free Discord for everybody. What's the name? It's only going to be announced to the beta testers into our in our own private community for now. Right now, it's just open for beta. At lunchtime, I'm going to launch it and have a big Zoom call for everybody. And then after like a week or so, we get some more features in, and then we'll launch to the public at the first week of April. Dude, so excited about it. We put so much work into this thing. What a weird day. I love the compare feature though. Is one of my favorite things. Another thing we're gonna do is score history. So another thing, like you ever get your credit report? I know all you fucking gambling addicts here, your credit report probably looks like this. Your credit score is a 580. This was you when you were young. 580 now. You're probably an 800 when you were a kid. As the years go by, you're probably, I'm just kidding, I'm just making fun of y'all. But over time, you ever look at like your Experian or something, right? It looks like this, and you can see your score history over time. And then you mouse over, right? You mouse over each of these parts, and as you mouse over, it has like a pro and a con list below it. So we'll now have a firm score. I'm just gonna put like a firm name up here. And then you can see how the firm overall score changes over time. If a firm has a new update, brand new plans, brand new this, brand new that, the firm's score can possibly change. So you'll be able to see if a firm's score gets worse and worse and worse and worse as they're changing rules, or gets better, or is neutral. This is going to be one of the most important things on the site, because you'll be able to identify if a firm is actually getting worse, but hiding it in the fine print. Like if a firm throws out some Hail Mary account that looks good on the surface, like Apex did, but when you read the fine print, the end of the day drawdowns are pretty much as bad as they come relative to their neighbors. You can see that it's all marketing. So Apex threw out a last-ditch effort to capitalize on the end of the day drawdown type of accounts, but they put out a mid product. So then you'll be able to say, oh, okay, so what if they change their rules again and the rules come out worse? then you can be like, okay, the firm itself is getting worse as time goes by. There's a risk there. And that's one of the bigger features that's going to come out in phase 2. Everybody in Rocket Scooter community right now, in my paid community that's bought Rocket Scooter tools or in the boot camp, will have beta test access today at lunch. So that'll launch, they make an announcement about it. Oh shit, I don't want to interrupt Neon stream. Let's do it at the end of the day. Dude, it's gonna be so much fun. Oh yeah, dude, we're gonna shake the industry up a little bit. If you use the boot camp, Rab, you can't. No, the boot camp is only training and teaching. It doesn't include the indicators. Get the Pro Plus. That's really what the hookup is. All right, let's do giveaways, guys. Time for some prop giveaways. Our first giveaway, as always, we like to start off with one Elite Trader funding account. We're starting off there. We're gonna do that. We've got today to give away some Lucid accounts, I think. And yep, TPT, a Lucid, and ETF to start the day. Crushing it. I'm telling you, this headline type trading is very, very, that's why I'm in and out. I didn't hold, I'm not betting on reversals, I'm not betting for sell-off, I'm just in and out. Type in ETF, friends, just to get started. And we got a Lucid coming up in a minute. What's going today? Up 6K with the longs. What's up, Emmanuel? Snipe that big candle entry. My man, let's go. I love hearing you guys make money, man. It's just headlines, dude. Iran headlines, that's it. Nothing special going on here, but it's up at my upper resistance target to try to short from. Yeah, CV, bro, you're in, man. You're in for the beta. Be here at market close. Would I be able, so kind to post the daily margin levels, please? The ones you explain in the box, the range you figure out from span 2. Yeah, we'd like for you to buy the platforms. I'm not giving out for free, but I'll give it to you for free today. S&P is here. Let me make this a little taller and y'all can see that. S&P 6675, NASDAQ 253.75. If you'd like to support the, the community financially, obviously, that does this work for you. We have a lot of salaries we pay. Feel free to buy the platform. I have a lot of full-time employees. They ain't cheap. The Christmas song? I gotta take this off the playlist because it's not Christmas. I love this. This is one of my favorites. This is one of the best songs. What's up, Emmanuel? My day's going pretty good. I did a long last night, along at the open today, and then 2 shorts. So I made 48. Is a short setup from here? It's fairly possible, but with this headline stuff, I don't know if I want to be part of this day. I think I got lucky getting the trade I wanted to make. The universe just gave it to me real quick, and I got out of the way. Did y'all see me spamming that button to get out? Dude, there was at least like a 10-second delay to get that fill there at the bottom. Thank God I got filled with no slippage. I thought I was going to lose 5 or 10K on that slippage though. I'm spamming the button right here and the candle was there when I got filled, I swear, but it looks like I got filled at the right price. It was just a delay in reporting. Dude, I'm like spamming the button. I'm like, get out, get out, get out. The slippage probably, yeah, it might have helped me too. Because the minute I hit the exit button, after 10 seconds later, price had already moved another 10 points, so. I was like, man, I'm gonna lose 10K of this from the slippage. I don't know what monthly hedge pressure resilience is greater than 0. It's not, I'm not short over here anymore. We've had some hedge breaks on some of the stocks. It looks like Apple and Nvidia both have, the two biggest companies that tend to move the NASDAQ have both broken MHP or in positive gamma now. So I don't know if I'd short against it at this point. I probably wouldn't. All right. Emmanuel got 3 longs of the big green candle. Let's go, bro. I'm glad to hear it, man. Hell yeah. I get so happy when you guys crush it. That's cool. That's cool. That's how you know. Yeah, that's how you know it's a real account, like Keith said. Yeah, I'm getting screwed with the fill. Yeah, that's exactly right. Ain't no paper count gonna have that problem. When I live last night when I took it, no, I don't stream at night, Brig. So Brad streams at night. Now I'm usually in chat, and in chat I always say what I'm doing for the most part. Well, Brad starts at 6, market opens at 5 Central. So I'm usually, if I'm in a trade before, when the chat opens, I usually tell people what I'm doing. You wish you had this website back when with Apex and Ninja Trader having problems. They had to reset their accounts. And Nutty Bar talked about that a lot. Dude, and this is where our site is going to be so good at. You're not going to have influencers just telling you what's good anymore. Look, these guys just get paid to advertise. I'm blowing the whistle on it. I'm bigger than all of them. And I used to get paid tremendous amounts. Well, I mean, I still do. Well, it's not used to. Tremendous amounts of money from being an affiliate. And nobody's going to go out there and rock the boat because they're scared to lose their check. You say enough, you're going to lose your check. The firm isn't going to like what you're going to say. They're going to cut you. If you're not out there singing their praises, they're going to cut you. And it makes, I guess, okay, that's censorship, but okay, right? And I get it. If you work for a company, you're talking shit about it, they're probably going to fire you. But none of these people are going to give you the truth because they live on that money. These guys aren't good traders. They don't make money trading. They make money selling trading products. And it makes sense that they're going to give you an opinion that always seems like they're in favor of everything they work with. Oh, these guys are good. These guys are good. These guys are great. It's not really normal that a lot of these influencers will give you truth. And that's why we made a website that the math is just the truth. I have the most to lose by making this website. Guys like Nutty Bar, my affiliate check is 25 times bigger. I mean, we're massive on the affiliate side, not just on YouTube, but I mean on Rocket Scooter, Rocket Place, everywhere we go. If I piss off my partners, I'm leaving. Look, we do many millions of dollars in sales per month on the affiliate space. Imagine the commission checks. So let's just be real. This website could take all that to 0 if people don't like their score, don't want to work with us anymore. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of firms out there unhappy with their score. But hey, I'm not afraid to be real because I can give 2 shits if I lost every single affiliate commission I ever made because that's not my main source of income. So a lot of people aren't going to be real with you guys. They're going to make websites that just say what's good, this is good, that's good, that's good. It's pay for play, and that's fine, but we're not pay for play. I don't care. Yeah, somebody say don't think I care. I don't care. When I put up that poll that said is Apex a scam and 1,500 people voted and like 70% of people were like, yep. It was like... They were like, can you take that poll down? It really doesn't sit right with our executives. It's causing some sensitivities in the upper ranks. And You know, I thought we're on the same team. You're supposed to be a partner. And I was like, I see where this is going. I'm like, I can count down the days of these motherfuckers are going to can me. And then, oh well. And it happened. I didn't cry. I'm like, oh, what did I lose? $15,000 a month check. It's 3% of our sales. Boo-hoo. I don't care. Nobody bought Apex here. It's tiny. Did I say I'm making millions of affiliate on a monthly basis? No, I said we do like millions in sales. Like our community, we have 100,000 user accounts at Rocket Scooter. I mean, we're massive. So with that many people, you know, people buy millions of dollars a month worth of prop accounts. Our YouTube channel gets 1.4 million views a month. The point I'm saying is, to be truthful with you guys, what would be my incentive to have a ranking site? That 40 of the top 50 firms, 40 of the 50 firms hate my guts and 10 of the firms think I'm great. Trust me, everybody with a bad score is probably going to be mad at me. But I'm not in this to kiss the ass of the prop industry. All right, type ETF, you guys. Like I said, not at all. I want to bring a truthful site, and any firm that retaliates like Apex did for my truthfulness is just proof of how much they want to censor the public from having a negative opinion. That right there sealed the deal with 100,000 people in this community. That a weak move like that will tell you right out the door that a firm is scared of the public opinion about them, and any firm that stand on business wouldn't be scared of that. So our site is going to bring that to the surface. I can't wait for the next person to can us. 100,000 people will hear about it the next morning. You don't like someone's opinion? And to me, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it. I mean, I trade. I mean, that's all I make my money trading. But I am a good prop partner. I think most of the prop firms out there do very well, and they do very good for you guys. And they're great companies and great communities, you know? All right, we're gonna spin the wheel, baby. But all truth. The beta will be launched at market close today. But truth, right? 100% I'm committed to truth. I've hired independent folks that are going to be independently managing the data so that it can't be manipulated without anybody knowing it. One person inputs the data, we all vote and agree on it. One person checks their data, and that gets released independent of me. And these people aren't prop affiliates, so they don't benefit from any affiliation with the prop. Bourbon, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If it breaks the line by 10 points, then it's considered an overshoot and it's no longer rejecting. Remember, MHP changed the support, so I got out of the way. 10 points of overshoot is considered broken. 40 points of overshoot here is considered broken. Fire in Texas Refinery? No way. Which one? Hold on. I have a ton of friends that work in refineries. Valero, Port Arthur. Okay, I don't know anybody that's out there. Let's double check. Now, let me tell you something.
Panasonic has harnessed the power
Let me give you something.
Today,
I don't know if this is a big deal or not.
Continued by investing in you.
Let's look. Let me tell you something. This might just be exaggerated because it's the news. Hold on. That's not that bad. It looks bad, but it's not that bad. Trust me when I say a little fire can cause that much smoke. Let's see what it was. Following an explosion and fire at a Valero refinery. Oh, okay, that maybe be bad. Shelter in place. I used to work in this industry, so let me tell you. Let me help see what's going on here. There's been an explosion, but everybody's okay. Blah 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 blah. Trying to put the fire out. They didn't say what kind of unit or issue is happening here. I'll tell you something. As I've worked in many plants before, this is probably not that bad. You can have a tank fire or something very isolated. The refinery is as big as this, and this is zooming out. This is probably a quarter of a mile of distance from this far away. And it just seems to be isolated to one unit or something. I'm trying to see what it is. But this much smoke, it's isolated. A big plant would be, you know, shelter in place is pretty good. They're not evacuating, so it's an isolated fire. A lot of times, let me tell you something, fires happen almost weekly at almost every place in the world. When I worked, we always would have fires somewhere. Like, it's a commonplace in a plant. It's probably just good news, or probably newsworthy, more so than not in this environment where everything related to oil hits the big headlines. This is not that big of a fire. This is typically a unit. It's probably one piece of equipment or one tank. So therefore it should be contained, and it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. And it'll probably be repaired within a couple weeks. Yeah, typically the explosion too. And I don't know, I'm trying to see what it is. That's why I'm reading on it. A lot of times the explosion can be, I was actually in a plant when an explosion happened underneath me. Let's see how big it is. It seems to be in one unit, isolated. Firefighters are on it. Okay. Let's see what caused it. Nobody was hurt, thank God. Shelter in place order was lifted. The highway was reopened, so it's contained. The road closure. Yeah. So it's pretty significant as far as like damage goes, but as far as catastrophic, it doesn't seem to be.
We are continuing to follow breaking news tonight from Port Arthur. Following an explosion
that's definitely
at the
big.
Valero
Okay, that's bigger than I thought.
It rocked a lot of homes.
And there's a shelter
One as the explosion at the Valero.
So it seems to be one piece of equipment, like a tower. It's like the size of a tower. So it's probably let's see if I can't see what it is.
We are continuing to follow breaking news tonight from Port Arthur.
Yeah, see there's a tank or a tower that's on fire. That's what it is.
It rocked a lot of homes around
Something's
the area,
on fire down there too.
including one
Holy
in
crap, that is
County.
actually a
Take
little bit.
listen.
I don't know if that's the flare or not. Hold
A lot
on.
of homes around the
What is this? There, it seems to be there's two sources there. Hold on.
follow breaking news tonight.
What is this right here? That's too fat to be a flare. Oh, that is pretty big. Well, it looks like they've got it contained, I think.
Following an explosion at the Valero Refinery.
Yeah. Well, everybody's okay, which is good. Lots of people are probably stuck in it. I would say it like, as long as nobody got hurt, it seems to be pretty contained. And typically with refineries, a lot of the stuff that's burning is just oil, right? It's hydrocarbon. So it's not like if there was an, I used to work at a chemical plant, and like an explosion sometimes would have been something to produce a cyanide or something, where like you had to evacuate because it was poisonous. Typically something like that, if you didn't get caught in the blast, then everybody's probably going to survive and be okay, which is good. Port Arthur, yeah. So Bourbon, congratulations. We'll do one more. We'll do a TPT giveaway in a second. That actually looks pretty big. I would say, I don't know, I can't see on it, but it looks like it's an intermediate tank or something that's behind the unit. It doesn't look like the production unit. It looks like maybe a tank fire. Typically off to the sides of the unit is when you have your storage tanks or auxiliary. I can't really tell though, I can't tell what kind of unit that is either. The columns weren't that tall, so it looked like some kind of treatment. Maybe a hydrotreater or something. So it probably won't interrupt too much production. But that sucks, dude. It's always a scary. One time, so let me show you something cool. Let me see if I can find my plant. Hold on. I was up in a unit where there was an explosion underneath my feet in the unit I was in. Pretty scary. Let me find you guys a picture. Ooh, this is my old plant. Actually, this is fine. This is one of my units. So let me show you guys something cool. So when I got my promotion, I used to run this unit right here. This was my unit, one of them. Separations 2. I still remember that. So right here, this was the entry to the plant. This was our little portable building here. My first job, my first unit I had 2 reactor units over here and then one behind it. When I got promoted, I actually moved to this one. So this would separate acrylic acid. So this was my unit for a while. They called it SEP 2 and 3. Oh, taking me back. I used to live in those towers, man. This is old school. Long time ago. I'm trying to see if I can show you a picture of what exploded under my feet, though. E-train, baby. Let's see. It's hard to find. Usually it's hard to find pictures of refinery and chemical plants. They usually don't have a lot of photos. It's my unit, man. Ah, you can't see it. Anyways, what was scary? Where's that plant? That's in Deer Park, Texas. So that's a Dow Chemical acrylates plant in Deer Park. When I worked there, it was Roman Haas before they bought us out. Will long at MHP be good? No, not with the headlines trading day. And while it is technically a good trade to take, I don't, with all the data that it is, I'm still short-minded. Like, I'm waiting for it to fail with worse conditions to jump in on the short. What happened, and I'll draw it for you guys real quick, was it's a big, tall, you know, it's like, it's got a tower and some reactors, and it's like a, it was like 6 stories tall. And you had like your, you know, you had your structure here, and then you had like a staircase that went up the side to get up to the top of the structure. So here's like a little mat right up here at the top of the structure. And I was doing something, and off to the side, there's this tank, right? This tank has salt in it. It's really weird salt. Oh, you can't even see what I'm drawing. Hold on. I'll draw it over here. Let me draw everything here. I'll show what happened. Scariest thing that ever happened to me in my job. Big structure, little mat right here. Tank, sorry, reactors, tower. The reactors were like this. Actually, this one had 1 reactor. The other A, B train had 2 reactors. This is the one with 1. Anyway, so you had this sort of thing, and you have your stairs, your structure, and then there's, you know, staircase off to the side. And there's this like big ass tank over here that was filled up with salt, of all things, literally salt. And that salt was heated with steam, 600-pound steam, which is crazy hot, high pressure steam. The steam would go in, the salt would go in, salt would go out, and the salt would actually go into the reactor like this. What's crazy is that molten salt was used as a cooling medium. This hot steam that heated up that salt to keep it molten, like heat salt so much that it turns liquid. That's really hot. And that is still colder than the reaction that takes place in the reactor. So hot molten salt was used as a cooling medium, right? So hot salt would go in a circle to cool off the reaction to make our product. And so the salt has steam that's really, really, really high pressure and high temperature to heat that shit up. And a 600-pound steam line exploded. There was a weak spot in the line, and it just, like, it ruptured. The line ruptured while I was standing in the unit. It sounded like I had earplugs in. It was a bomb going off. I could hear it through the earplugs. The thing I was on, the structure was shaking from the force. The pressure wave hit me. It wasn't that bad because it was like, you know, it was kind of maybe 5 stories or 6 stories below me and about maybe a couple 100 feet offset, but I felt a pressure wave. And I'm up there like, what the hell is going on? I radio and push the red button on my radio for emergency. Hey, I have emergency. There's been a an explosion in my unit, and they're like, Matt, we're already on it. You're good. It seems to be one of your steam lines in your salt tank. Please proceed east or whatever direction to the staircase, and please exit the vicinity and make your way back over here. It should be good. Nothing seems to be. So it's just a utility line. So what happened was it was just blasting out high pressure steam, and it was so crazy because you can look at it. You ever see like the effect of a mirage where like everything's kind of wobbly from the heat? The steam made everything just like it just looked like I was tripping on acid. And you can't just turn off the plant and fix that, because if you aren't heating that salt up, it turns solid and then everything solidifies and then you fuck everything up. So for about like 3 months until the next shutdown, that thing was just left venting to the atmosphere. So when I had to go out there, you had to wear double containment, double ear protection, because that steam just blasting out. We just left it. We let it just blast out. So like there was a certain radius around that part of the plant that you had to wear like double protection. The song is called Longing. A+ for sound effects. Did y'all like that? Dude, I was so scared. I was like, what the hell is going on? But they're like, Matt, you're fine. It seems to be a steam line. It's probably, you know, don't exit towards it, exit away from it. It's contained. There's no fire. You're pretty safe. There's no chemical leak. Just seems to be a steam line. So, you know, get the fuck out of there. Head on back over to the control room. We'll see you in a minute. Air quality. Well, no, it's steam. So it's pretty much, you do have an emission event that you have to report any emissions that you do. It could have like steam could have particulate matter that's settled in the lines. You have to report any emission or excursion event to the EPA, and they're very strict about it. So I think we were in violation every day for a month. You have to pay the fine. You're fined for it, but you're not. If you're polluting, you have to pay bigger fines. You know, and you get a lot of issues. But that was I think that was a reportable event every day because of the amount that we were venting. But it becomes a Miss Miyagi options. But yeah, we just left it. So for the rest of my, you know, 3 or 4 months there until we shut it down for a full turnaround, you just walk over there. You just didn't go to that area because it was so loud and it was hot. It was a big ass water tube boiler that supplied the steam. Yeah, like the utilities part of the plant, like utilities are their own section. Huge boilers would produce that steam, and you have 600 pounds of steam from those turbines. And then once you get the, you know, and then you let it down to the different pressures you need for different temperatures you need for different processes. 600 was like the highest steam rating we had. Miss Miyagi, type something in chat. But I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, and now because where I worked, it was right. It could have been a fire because we made acrylic acid from oxidizing propylene in a chemical reactor. Run it again. So we had, you know, mixture of fuel, oxygen, and heat to make a fire. You know, my first thought is, am I gonna be burned alive? What's going on here? But an explosion that big was so powerful. I mean, that shit's hot enough to melt salt, right? Imagine the pressure that was behind that tube, or that pipe that busted. Nahemia de Rosier. I sometimes miss the days of wearing my pajamas to work and driving a golf cart, wearing a hard hat, going outside getting sweaty. That was my kind of job, man. I had fun working in the plant. It's the first time I felt like my engineering job was fun. I got to hang out with fun people, do fun stuff, exciting stuff, dangerous stuff. I wasn't like sitting in an office like doing drawings, you know. Somebody was surveying a power line when a transformer short-circuited. Dear God. That's scary. What's up, babe? Oh, thank you. Yeah, transformer explosions, those are even crazier. What did I get? Neil? Thank you. All right, should I short MHP on NASDAQ or not? Should I risk this further? Congrats to the winners. Okay, the 2 people that won, we'll do one more giveaway in about 20 minutes, so hang tight. For the 2 people that won, go to my Discord, go to the contest channel in my Discord, link in the description below this video. In that contest channel, talk to an admin named Slacks, send him a screenshot of your YouTube ID, and he'll hook you up with your account. Congratulations, and thank you guys for supporting Rock Scooter community. Black sheep. I can't repeat what you said, but I think that would be a great punishment for PDFs. Oh, that shit would melt you in a second. What's the name of the shorts with the pocket for your jewels? Oh, here, let me get to you. Hold on. Hold on. Oh shit, what's the name of it? What was my... Let me text my, hold on. Let me find my guy here. Pajama hammocks. Pajama hammocks. Yeah. My lawyer owns part of this company. I ordered a pair, dude, they're fantastic. Here. That's her Instagram. They're like one of the more expensive pairs of shorts you're gonna wear, but dude, you can wear them like to sleep in. You can play golf in them. It's I do both, man. I wear them in the garden. I wear them to go hit golf balls. They're really nice. They've got like a hammock for your junk. And it's kind of like, let me show you what they have. It's so gentlemen out there, it's a bra for your balls. It's nice. The look is cool too, like nice, like look, that's what they look like, but they've got like the liner on the inside that to hold you together. And they only come in one color too, so this is like this kind of like light tan color or whatever. But they're super nice. They've got a bra for your balls. There's a little container, a cage. Yeah. It's got bras. Yeah, bra. Trust me when I say it's a pretty nice snug little fit. And they're very the ballsier, yeah. They're very comfortable. I like them. The material's really nice. It's kind of stretchy too. Yeah. Is that you modeling? Oh, totally. That's totally me. Is it? Can it also be a swimming suit? You can probably swim in it, I would say. Probably a little thick for a swimsuit though. The material's a little thicker, so I wouldn't necessarily. You could probably swim in it. It's just not. It's not thin. Swimsuits are usually like thin, so they don't weigh down too much when they get wet. You need an extra small hammock. I'm sure they come in extra small. So way to manufacture rodeo shirts for your daughter. So my friend, that's actually my lawyer. One of my lawyers is just an investor in that company. He doesn't do anything other than just invest as an investor. He's not part of the manufacturing process or anything. He actually told me about it. He's like, dude, I'm gonna tell you, I invested in this company. They have a really good product. He said, you should order a pair and check it out. He's like, I'm not trying to sell you on it because I'm making money on it. He said, just buy yourself a pair. They're really good. He's like, I got a couple pair myself and I was sold and I bought into it. He's like, tell everybody you want. Let everybody know. I was like, okay. I'm always jamming out. They're like my gardening shorts, my golfing shorts. It's like the... Well, the question becomes, do I still want to try to execute a trade from here? I got lucky hitting that short 2 times in a row. That was actually really nice. Do I want to hit the upper? So the final trade I can take would be resistance up in this area. Now remember, we are breaking into liquidity pocket on the monthly map on S&P, which is a little interesting. Nasdaq has liquidity pocket up here. So Nasdaq on the greater scale is still bearish below this gray line. Today it's got resistances down in here. So best case scenario, I would say for Nasdaq on the upside move, if I were taking longs here, would be to long to this area, just like it sold off here. That's that same area. It's gonna have a really hard time breaking above that today. S&P, I would be very surprised if it broke through that and kept going, but we'll see. Our resilience indicators have all turned positive. So the stocks have picked up some steam today. There's not a lot of evidence that there is any downside potential building up. Arbitrage is relatively flat, so that means it's just tracking the stocks pretty perfectly.
Step right up to Matt's Wild Show. Tune in live for the day trade flow. Futures flying as the charts unfold. But we all know why you really roll. It's the Matt giveaway hour. Prop accounts raining down like a summer shower. Drop that keyword in the chat. Stick around or you'll miss where the fun is at. That's wisdom dropping, candles popping, band. But you folks are dreaming of prop accounts to spend. Don't use bounce now, play it cool. Rats look down LA with cool. Rule your band, that's the #1 rule. It's the Matt giveaway hour. No bots allowed, only real viewer power. Type the word and wait your turn. Tonight's the night, see what you earn. Never round, don't say your longest. That time tongue for really vote. That's the king with a waitress side. We pay for the whiz go.
All right.
So gather round, don't trade alone. This ragtime tune's your winning zone. That's the king, giveaways the crown. Stay for the wisdom. Stick around.
Market spinning in chaotic haze. Rocket scooter blast through the maze. Volume prediction shows the way. Leave the doubt and the fray. Liquidity map paints the scene. Hidden nodes like ghosts unseen. Reverse engineered, see the light. Illuminate the darkest night.
All right, we're gonna chill for this one. I don't think I'm gonna take the short from here.
Resilience makes the weak ones fly. Future volume crystal clear. Rocket scooter leads no fear. No more guesswork, no more loss. Seeing paths the others cross. Institutions will be seen. Predict the flow like a machine. Rocket scooter, you got the key. Pull back curtains, let me see. Where institutions hide.
All right, let me just go in here.
Where you reside.
Okay, let me check something really quick. I'm like wrapping up the last little parts of this. So here, I'm wrapping up like the last little parts of this. Go through here. All right. For beta. Like, I kind of want to be short. Wait a minute.
Staring down the charts, breathe on glow. Liquidity's thin, but I still go.
They grab long? No, I'm not long. No, I all my trades were pretty much short, with the exception of the opening long. Let me go edit this really quick. I'm working on something for the beta. Hold on one second. Oh shoot. Okay. I need it. I know why. Farina, are you and Pete, any of y'all here? Diego, I got a task for y'all to do today. I'm gonna type it in the chat. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna type something in. You'll see what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. You'll note the tasks. So we added, there's some new fields that need inputs. What's it cost? These rocket scooter? It's $159 a month. It's $99 the first month to check it out. And that comes with the boot camp and the software. Matt's an adrenaline junkie. Oh, baby. I am. Fast cars, dangerous things. I have like a no fear lifestyle. I love living on the edge and being crazy and doing crazy stuff. Although as I'm getting older, I tend to be like less adrenaline junkie about it, but still. Short, yeah, this is a good short. From where I pointed was a good short, yeah. From there, from at least point A to point B. Like this, like if you caught this, that was great. I would have done that same thing and probably closed out. right place. That's a good song.
Rocket scooter. Rocket scooter. NQ, don't fight. HP, come alive. Resilience moving.
The new house mix from Sir Darb? I didn't. Hold on, I'm gonna play it real quick.
Hiding in plain sight.
So that other song, I want to hear it one more time. It's the second wrong from the right place. It's a really good song. All right, I'll play some of the new ones. Let's go down to song submission. Rogue of the Lamb. Whoa, Rogue is back with some jams. Hold on, hold on. JC has a song. I played your positions open, Jake, yesterday. Do you have a new one? Here. Where's Brad's new song? Did he post it in the channel?
Woke up at 6, fingers on the keys.
Rogue put in some new songs. I'm excited to hear those, man. The Room Shows Up version 2. Oh, The Room Shows Up. Hell yeah. It's on his playlist? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Rocket Scooter's name came from a like a passionate speech I gave to my partners and tech team. Basically, our data providers and I had a big dispute for years, and it turns out that it was their fault, and they had to change their infrastructure to like meet the contractual obligations. And when they were like, Matt, why did you buy the cheaper data feed and build off of that? I said, because they gave me specifications that it matched what we could do. And it turns out their specifications were incorrect, and we took years to prove it. Yeah, but you're just going to pay a lot more money, or paid more money for the package that gave us wider room to operate in. Because they were basically crashing when we were running our resilience calculation, grabbing all this monthly hedge pressures and trying to grab them all very quickly to run resilience. We were crashing their servers. And it turns out that they were like in breach of contract, but by their fault. It wasn't purposefully, by, you know, giving them credit, it wasn't purposefully either. They just overlooked something that nobody ever touched. And we pulled all this data that nobody looked at because we need every options data for our calc. And so the speech I gave was basically, you know, they were like, why didn't you just, you know, pay a little bit more to get this? And I was like, well, that's not the point. You know, I'm an engineer. If somebody offers me a spaceship, I can buy it at 10 times the price, but they give me a scooter and I have a rocket engine in my garage. I could build a spaceship out of something that's the price of a scooter. I could build my own rocket scooter. And they were like, that's kind of funny. And it just became like a meme that was like, rocket scooter just means we'll just build it ourselves from the parts we have. But at the end of the day, you know, they honored the contract and we got the cheaper data price, which is what they promised us, and it really helped our margins indefinitely. The Longing song is in the Discord channel. Yeah, it's called Longing. It's got a picture of me holding a keyboard. Good song, man. Good song. What is this one?
One more time, hit that rhythm hard. Let the room ignite, feel the city pulse.
This is Rogue of the Lamb. One more time. Trading competition, it's on hiatus for now. It like when we finally got to the end of it, it didn't go through under its current condition. We had to redesign it. You have a 50K Fundex legacy account over 8 trading days. You made 15K profit. When should I take out profit? How much should I take out? Rules of thumb I have is whatever your drawdown is, like if they tell you $5,000 is your total loss limit, you want to make at least 2 or 3 times. If you plan on taking that account and keeping that account for long periods of time, you want to make at least 2 or 3x that drawdown, so that way you have at least that drawdown and buffer plus when you take out a withdrawal. So like your example, if it was like $5,000 buffer or $5,000 MLL, I'd put in $15,000 so that I can take out 5 with 10 left over. Make 5, take out 5, make 5, take out 5, and keep that buffer there. Keep going. Oh, good. Sir Darb posted new song time. No, I don't see a Sir Darb post. Hold on. Which day? Oh, he's got it on Suno. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. All right, I love Rogue's song. Hold on, let me pause it. Let's play this one too. Hold on. Okay, I'm playing it. I like it. Should I take the MHP short one more time for the bigger sell-off for the day? It looks like it's building up for it. MHP reject. God, but resilience is just positive though. The fundamental short, let's take it with a small position of 6. I'm jumping in now to just take the fall in case it's gonna happen. The problem is it may happen, it may not happen. I'll keep it very small. MHP res just went negative. Perfect. Perfect. Good deal. All right, so 66.26. My entry is really bad though at 18. I feel like I jumped in at the bottom. Let's do it one more time on the bounce. Actually, let's just do 4 instead of 6.
Just the plan. The edge is there. If you wait for it. Edge never sleeps.
Okay, let's get my fills up here. MHP, reject, close below. That's what I want to see. I put limit orders on here just so they can get filled when they tap. Right here in the bear zone top. Again, this is maybe not the world's greatest confluence, but it is good confluence with monthly res being negative on S&P. This would just be betting that we close below here for the day, and I'm willing to take the risk for that. Although positive resilience is not the strongest. Trump's talking an hour and a half. Yeah, what's he gonna say? Honestly, I feel like this trade is tired though. My desire to be in it is not that high.
Walking through the morning light, everything is looking bright. Got a feeling in my soul, ready for the heart to take control. Let your love roll, let your love roll, shine bright everywhere that you go. Let your love roll, let your love roll. Let the light.
Oh wait, I'm playing Sir Darb's other song. Okay, let me check out Jeremy's song really quick. Hold on. Wait, where's Jeremy's song? Oh, right here. Hold on. He knows my jam, dude. The island vibes always get me, man. They're always so good. Okay, so today's trade setup is just to be short to close the day out. I'll just hold on to this all day. I'm engaged in it. We close below MHP with negative MHP res. Okay, I'll probably get out of it if MHP res goes positive. I really wanted to see worse than what it is now. But betting that we stay in the bear zone, the ideal setup would have been to short from there, actually. I'm betting on continuation play on MHP break could be a bigger, longer sell-off. With DD ratio less than half, it could end up below the band, and that's a pretty good trade from here. This is all the way down to 60 points from here. I'm up 49,000 for the day in the teeny account challenge. How come my entry doesn't show up on my chart? It's a different platform. This is not connected to this. It's two different software. So this is just trade of 8 on its own. No charts. This is Rocket Scooter. So they're side by side. They're not connected. TPT giveaway in a little bit. I am 100% telling you guys. There's a lot of people that pretend to be profitable on social media who are not profitable, whose ass I would whoop in a trading competition 10 ways. I could lump 10 of these guys together and I'd beat all 10 of them added up. I'm telling you. There are people that people think are profitable. Actually, it's Lucid, not TPT. Lucid. I'm going to tell you, I can listen to somebody talk and tell you if they're good at trading. Just by how dumb they sound. I can tell they're not. They don't know what they're talking about. and I hear a lot of these prop trading doofuses out there who've convinced social media that there's some kind of trading superstar because they've amassed $1 million, whatever payout. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, anybody, you can throw enough money in a prop firm and say you've made $1 million payout to, and you paid $2 million in. It is so weird to me how some of these people became heroes in the eyes of the public. And the prop firm is clearly telling you that they are scamming the system. People are so eager to side with this trader. Oh, this person's a legend, this person's profitable. They're not. I'm calling them out right now. Not profitable. Not profitable. They're gaming the prop system at best, and they got caught doing it. Not profitable because not doing it in a real account. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not siding with TPT on the matter. I'm siding against the traders on the matter. I have more reason to believe that the traders are gaming the system, and they're not legit. Because I haven't seen evidence of their trades, their dashboards, how much they paid in, their 1099, their tax return, nothing. That's a good song, by the way. No way am I ever going to say someone's legendary without seeing the ins and outs. There are so many gullible people out there that buy into somebody's social media hype that it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm never gonna like kiss ass of any other trader, industry, anything here by saying, oh yeah, this person's legendary, this person's legendary because other people say it. There's a big circle jerk culture here. I can name probably 2-3 profitable traders in all entirety of YouTube that stream. I'm one of them. Almost every prop trading influencer is gaming the system. I can tell you how they do it. My bootcamp, I teach you how they do it. It's not legit trading. It's beating the prop system. And props are getting tired of it. That's why they're starting to cancel people and delete them from the system. But people are just like, oh man, this person's so great. This person's a legend. Must be the firm's fault. Their legendary status is they were gaming a system and made money, and you believe they were crushing it as a trader. Damn, that went up a little higher than I thought. Let's hang on to it. I'll close out at top of bull zone if I'm wrong here. Yeah. When they go, they get called $1 million trades. They go live on YouTube. They can't do it in public. They're gaming the system in quiet, posting pictures of their payouts, not posting pictures of their pay-in, and trying to build themselves up to being a great trader. None of them are putting their account on the screen, showing the P&L, historic, nothing. Too many people are so easy to call someone legend, someone profitable and whatever, without ever seeing the evidence. This is a world of stupidity, man. Take it from me. I've seen the rise and growth of all these wannabes. They never last. All right, Lucid, ready? 10, 9, 8. I'm not, like I said, I'm not siding with TPT or against TPT. I'm siding against the trader. I have reason to believe that if you got banned, 9 out of 10 times you did something wrong. And anyone can prove me wrong by showing me their stats. That's how I feel. Doesn't mean that you weren't illegitimately banned. I'm sure that's possible. There could have been, the firm could be at fault. But now I'm talking about you guys, not the average folks. I'm talking about some big influencers got banned from TPT. People that I've asked for broker statements, never seen them. People I asked for 1099s, never seen them. People I said, show me your dashboard. They dodge the question. They get banned, of course. I'm the only one asking the right question. The elusiveness of how the performance really is. There's your answer. People just taking advantage of loopholes and gaming the system, and you know what's kind of funny? I have $1 million in payouts in prop firms. Did you guys know that? I made $1 million in 1 year of trading prop firms. I've taken out more than $1 million from prop firms. I probably paid in a couple $100,000 at most. 5 to 10x somewhere in there. I don't post it on my channel. It's not in my feed. Doesn't say my description doesn't say $1 million in payouts, right? You got to give someone the whole picture. What's your ROI? Would you put in? What's the time frame? All that. It irks me that the new generation of trading superstars they're not that big, but they're getting big. They're getting too much press. Are people that just like, I made 2 million in payouts, I made 5 million payouts. I made 1 million payouts, not even trying. Trading 2 prop firms or 1 prop firm at a time. Not even trading 20 props. Trading TPT for a little bit, trading my funded futures for a little bit, trading funded next for a little bit. You put enough money into it, you'll get $1 million out. And there's no there's not worth bragging. I think it's a terrible brag. I think showing your ROI is a bigger brag, but congratulations, Chimney Cricket. You know the drill. Go to Discord. Go to the contest channel, talk to Slacks, and screenshot of your YouTube ID and hook you up with your account. Thank you for playing. All right. Freaking resilience, man. Let's just get below MHP. It's going to hold there all day, but hopefully get below. I am sore, man. My workouts have been crazy. I've been doing like hardcore lifting lately. But yeah, I would say, you know, it's about time. Wait, what was this one? Oh, that's the same. That's the same song. That's a good song, Rogue. I say it's about time that the prop industry wrangle back the narrative from the influencers to or pretending they're good traders rather than just good at gaming the system. The real traders are taking over. The really good traders and the YouTubers out there are rebranding themselves away from props because they see where it's going. Like for me, I'm not trading props anymore. I completely am not trading any props. Not that I'm against trading props. It's because, you know, I was always known as a real trader. I want to continue to be known as a real trader. So you're not going to hear me referencing trading props, talking about props, prop payouts, nothing. As good as they are, it's just, you know, I think if you're known for only trading props, that's not, I think as a trading educator, you should be showing nothing but your success in a real trading account. That's the only place that it matters. I'll be honest with you, it was so easy. Like props, I didn't cheat. I never cheated the system. I never did anything. I certainly gamed the mathematics, 100%, gamed it. Every single firm I built, I game Tradeify. I built a buffer right out the door and purposely tanked the first payout. I put 25,000 buffer when I only needed to make $9,000. I made 25,000 on purpose. Got delayed on the first payout purposefully, so I had a buffer to get all the rest of them without blowing up. Every single prop firm I took advantage of the rules to game the system. I'll blow the whistle on that. There is no. It's equal talent trading, equal talent game in the rules when it comes to prop firm. And you throw enough money at it, you'll win it. And everyone's doing it, but no, everyone's trying to pretend they're winning because they're a good trader. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, they're winning because they're good at gaming the system, and so am I. It's a mathematical impossibility to not make money in the prop space if you're a good trader. Throw enough at it, you'll get enough out. But in like 1 to 200,000 total, I took $1 million out in a year. It's good money, not terrible money. It's not worth my time, but I'm very, very clear. Let you guys know from my perspective, it's so much easier to game the prop system. I never did like anything cheating. I never did anything like, you know, no bots, no high frequency trading, nothing. What I'm saying is more like the idea is I would exploit the fact that you would get a buffer. I'd utilize the low cost of failure to build a buffer, throw money at it until you build a buffer, and then freely trade that buffer to profit is much, much, much less expensive than just trying to live trade slowly to target. Throwing money at it until you pass is much better than trying to day trade those accounts slowly until you pass. There's low cost of failure. The right side panel is my account with today's P&L. Yes, sir. That's today's P&L. Somebody said a real trader props are not trading. Trading is trading. Dude, your ego, I swear. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna kiss the ass of prop traders pretending they're really good at trading. Y'all are a lot of dumb fucking people in this planet. Not you guys, but you're so gullible, believing so much stuff on the surface and never really doing the math of things. A real trader means a real account. Yeah, a prop trader is not a real trader. That's not really trading. There's no commissions. There's no execution fees. There's no exchange. There's no actual P&L. There's no actual balance. It's not actually trading you're doing. You're simulating trading. I can describe it in a different way, but yes, prop traders aren't really trading. Do I think prop trading can teach you the skills of real trading? No, absolutely not. You have to already be a good trader to be good at prop trading. Prop trading will allow you to practice and lose for cheap. It won't train you on how to operate in a real trading account. Because you're not going to have DLL and consistency and position limits and MAE rules and all that when you're really trading. This stuff is prop exclusive. Yeah. It's paper trading with risk, and what's good about it is allow you to practice with real emotions, to simulate trading with real risk and real reward. But there's no part about prop trading that ever translates to real trading. That's the hardest kind of transition for people. Yeah. This guy was offended that I said real trader. Props are not trading. That I agree with you. Maybe we agree. I don't know. Props are good to practice in. They're good if you can't bankroll yourself. It's a trading themed carnival game that allows you to make a little bit of money if you don't have money to trade with. It can help you get started. But as I teach everybody, you need to make whatever money you can in props and then transition out of it as fast as possible. Benefit to leverage the low cost of failure. That's the benefit there. Try to make money. If you're a student or trying to learn the game, props are fantastic as a student at the student level. Because not everybody can just reach in their pockets and pull out $1 million, spend a trading account. Once you can, it's probably all you want to do. But until you're there, you know, it's a good place to build a bankroll and learn the game. But once you learn how to beat props, you're never going to trade that way in your real account. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, you don't have any of those rules in a real trading account. Doesn't mean props are bad. I mean, that's what comes with the territory for you to actually win real money paper trading. There's going to be some rules to it. It's going to be a little harder. But there's nothing wrong with it. What's wrong is that the heroes of the prop space couldn't repeat what they do in a real account. And they sell you courses on day trading, and that's not day trading. That's the thing I always speak against. Don't buy a day trading course from a prop trader. Every single one of them is throwing money at it until they win. And if you don't have the money to do that, they're lying to you. All of them, calling them all out equally. I'll be on MyFunded.TV in a second, you guys. Click that link in chat that Slacks is posting. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. $42,000 profit engaged in one final short to maybe make 100K for the day. We'll see. Can teach you discipline if you let it. Yeah, they can teach you like certain skills that you can refine. And when you go out to the real world, you're going to be doing so many different things. And that's kind of the... We teach you that in our boot camp, though, how to transition. That's like the bigger lesson I like to teach. Are there non-prop funded strats in the boot camp? Yeah, my boot camp is completely centered on real trading. It does have a couple of prop themed classes, but the entire boot camp is based on real trading. Yeah. It's not a prop trading boot camp. All right, we'll see you guys later.